Well, we are back, huh? We're back at the 9 Club, everybody. Today, we have some very special guests. That's right. Mr. Torey Pudwill and Daewon Song are with us. How are you guys?
Good.
Good.
Happy to be here. Pumped to be here.
Daewon, Torey, we were just talking before the show. You're a seasoned vet. You've been on 4 or 5 times. You're good. You're gonna be on another 4 or 5. I mean, you're gonna get the award for most appearances for sure.
Yeah, I wear the T-shirts, dude. I got the sticker on my board. Jeez.
That's what I'm talking about,
Pretty
dude.
soon,
That's what's up,
Pretty
dude.
soon, I'll have my own seat here. You know.
There you go. There you go.
I'm just kidding.
Daewon, though, we've been trying to get Daewon on the show for about 18 years now.
Yeah.
We've only been in business about 6 or 7, but we've been trying for 18. How you do, Daewon, dude? I missed you, bro.
Miss you too,
Man.
It's nice to see all the familiar faces, people I grew up with. So
Yeah,
it's cool.
bro.
for
It's
sure,
really
for
cool.
sure. So funny, man. I was just the other day. I was watching Love Child. Man, and the Daewon Song.
It's a tough watch.
What are you talking? That's the best.
That's
That
some of
brings
the
back-
droopiest kickflips and worst hard flips ever documented.
But let's say that was the first hard flip ever documented, though.
Maybe.
100%, right?
I still give it to that dude, Dan Gallagher.
Okay.
I just heard about it, so.
You heard about it, but
Yeah.
so then you did it.
I seen Dan
Rodney
Gallagher.
Mullen. Rob knew Dan Gallagher.
Dan Gallagher.
Roger knew Dan Gallagher,
Yeah.
I mean.
Wait, so he was the first one to do a hard flip?
That's what Rodney was saying, and we were back then. There was no name, it wasn't a hard flip. It was just we called it inside kickflip, vario.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
was just like, what is that?
Right.
And I remember when people were doing kind of like, oh, you guys are playing that video.
Roger's trying to cue up the hard flip. Yeah, but Daewon, like you.
I wish that there was a way to like cut out the ground so it looked like I was like just floating, a little more catch. It bounced off the ground first.
But come on, for the first hard flip ever documented,
Let's see though.
Oh, that was a game changer, bro.
Look at this. Is there catch?
inside kickflip,
Straight up.
Front foot catch.
inside kickflip, right there.
Inside kickflip. Yeah, so Rodney had said this guy Dan Gallagher did some kind of inside kickflip, so we started trying it. And then when we were filming for this video, I kind of figured him out, and I was like, well, this little gap. Might have to get one of those little inside kickflips.
Were you doing them on flat ground yet,
I
or
could do them on
just
flat ground, but
Okay.
they worked. It was weird, so I need that time. So
Yeah.
I found that huge Carlsbad.
That was-
It was close.
That's Carlsbad gap.
Yeah, it was
That
probably
huge Carlsbad.
Socrates made it look too small.
I
That's
think it was
weird.
the lenses. It was like the lenses back then.
Yeah.
So that thing was actually pretty big. It's probably from, I'd say like from here, Chris, to about you.
Yeah.
Probably this
That's a
high.
bit.
Yeah, that's
Pretty
real-
much, okay.
Yeah, I can see that.
Low and long.
Yeah.
All right, it was like maybe fourth stair.
But this, I mean, the Love Child though, so, like this line, like you power line, like through the whole thing, nollie
Nollie
tray.
It's
Hey,
funny because you brought
yeah.
up all the stuff I just talked about. Watch the kickflip in this line.
I know, but look at the line though. Come on.
But didn't you recreate
Back
this
three.
line later?
Yeah, and everything looked just as bad. You see that kickflip? The tail never left the ground.
Come on, look at that tray
Hey,
flip.
hey, that was
That's
comparable
my-
to Gons right there.
This is my first video part too.
Right.
So
This is 91.
yeah, this
91.
video was released in '91. So most of the
What a
footage was
time, bro.
kind of I think compiled from '89 to '90.
But listen, Daewon, like think about this though. Like this, Blind Video Days was released in 91. And
Yeah.
just look at the level of skating from Blind Video Days to Love Child.
Blind
like
Video
it's-
Days was that video was insane.
But
Yes.
the level of skating got so much crazier in the amount of
Yeah,
a month.
definitely has changed.
You
And
know?
then I feel like the people we were all around too, growing up skating, it was like we all grew up just kind of all hanging out in a van as a little crew. Me, Jerron,
Mm-hmm.
Henry, Guy. It was just a bunch of us, and we are kind of feeding. I touched it, but
touched on that manual. Nobody saw. Nobody saw. Nobody
Tori,
saw.
how old were you in 91?
I was 0 years old.
0.
Probably just turning 1. You know?
That's
Wow. You weren't even the worm yet.
No, I was the sperm. You know?
Tori, that was amazing.
But
yeah, these shirts are hilarious. We used to go on these shopping sprees with Rocco.
Yeah.
And he would take us, and then once he stopped taking us on shopping sprees, we still had this addiction for those type of shirts. So we were like, let's just go find shops we could trade.
But
stuff
you guys
in
go
and-
to like the outlets and stuff, right?
No,
It
we
was,
would go to the actual like skate shops
Oh,
and see what we
seriously?
can trade in to get some of these.
Oh, okay.
Back then, I think they were like Stussy, Hank 10, and just like
Okay.
those rugby style stripe shirts.
for sure.
I remember
like-
getting some of those at Target. Target had those suits pretty heavy.
Yeah, so it's crazy to see this video too. During this time too, I do remember a lot of this time. I really didn't kick it with a lot of the people I'm saying. I was kind of like to myself for a long time. And I think with Daniel and stuff, I started, we started hanging out, but I just felt like I was so caught up with other things.
Really?
I was skating, but I feel like I just, I was just doing other things.
You had
Okay.
two lives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there was like a solid crew. They all really kicked it almost every day with this dude Sam, and they were always in the van. And I would try to link up with them when I could.
Mm-hmm.
Sam Bearwald?
Yeah,
Sam
Yeah.
Barrow.
yeah. Sam Barrow was he did a lot for people.
He
Oh, for
definitely
sure.
did, man.
I hear his name a lot from
Yeah.
you guys.
He's always in the chat.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was in the chat
And
yesterday.
he's been showing up at one of the local parks I always skate too, just to kind of come by, and we've been skating together again. So it's pretty.
But you were like 15 in this video?
Maybe 15, going on to 16 or 16.
91?
Goodness, man.
We
I love
modifying
that.
cars in?
Look at that.
Double frontside flip. Very rare.
Look at that Murphy I had.
It was good. Oh, listen, for the first video part that you ever had, though,
What's that?
Murphy when it's
And it's
stuck
all
up
in your
ass.
yeah.
Oh, shit.
there's a hard flip again.
Here's a hard flip again, but in slow mo to even see it worse.
Yeah.
That's all right.
He's the best. He's the best in the world.
That was a Stussy shirt.
Look at I love the behind the scenes. Sorry, we're going on a Daewon rant right now, Torey, but like,
No, it's okay.
I love it. I love it. I mean, these were the video. This was the videos that like shaped me. Plan B, Love Child.
What's
you
great
know?
about that though is showing me like around 15 to 16, and that's kind of when I met Torey when he was about 14, 15.
Oh.
Right, Torey?
Okay.
No.
Well, that's when I got on DVS.
Yeah, that's when he got on DVS. I actually met him when he was just a little kid over
Little
at the
kid.
skate lab.
Yeah.
98. I was like 8 years old.
He's flying around with his pad, just, and then I was talking to his mom.
Yeah.
And so, his mom was super, super like amazing person, as I, because I know now from talking to her.
Mm-hmm.
Back then I just met her and she was just like, oh, what do you think I should, tell my kid or what I can do for my kid? I was just let him have fun.
Right.
You
That's the
know?
best advice you could give
Yeah.
to any parent.
Dude,
And
and it went a
yeah.
long way, man. Like,
And it really, I mean, it just, he was already killing it. So it was like,
Mm-hmm.
what else could I say anyways? I was like, man, I wish I could kickflip grab that whole thing anyway.
Yeah.
So,
so you guys became friends when you guys pretty much got on DVS together?
yeah.
Yeah.
hmm That's when we started to get to know each other more.
Yeah.
And Torey was still young, but I mean, his head was in the right place. He wasn't super crazy. I mean, he was still 15 or 14.
Yeah, I was young, but that's
was
when I was
young.
getting broken in. That's
Yeah.
when I started terrorizing like the hardest. I mean, going on world tour
Oh yeah.
with DVS skate more, just partying, freedom. No
Wait,
care.
who was your board sponsor back then?
Shorties?
Shorties. That's right. Okay.
Yeah.
And he was at the, Shorty's had that like a time where it was just like Shorty's was like the biggest thing in the world, and then Torey got on too, right at like still big.
Yeah.
And so it was like being in addition to Shorty's back then was like a big
was
deal. You know what I
huge.
mean? It was cool.
Yeah, yeah.
And it was an amazing team. They showed like a family connection, like one of those teams that seemed like they all hung out.
Yeah.
And it's hard to find that now,
I think that was a secret to a bunch of companies' success back then. Was just the team
Definitely.
dynamic,
Yeah.
because like I wanted to be a part of Shorties when they're
Yeah.
riding horses together and like I'm like,
Exactly, yeah.
I want to be there. I want that feeling. Even with you guys, Love Child in the credits, you guys are all at Disney World and
Yeah, I
swimming in
know.
a pool together.
And those
like,
were like a great time in my life because it was my first tour, and
Yeah.
I wasn't used to anything like that. You know what I mean? My parents they didn't let me go anywhere until my mom took off and like disappeared, and then I was just like, well, and now I got all the freedom in the world. It's like getting out of jail,
Oh,
you know?
wow. Yeah.
And then I was able to go on this trip and just be with friends, hang out at hotel rooms, and just do stupid things. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's just
yeah.
like crazy.
you got a little Daniel Castillo.
Yeah,
just
Daniel, Spencer,
terrorizing.
Jed, Shiloh, all of us were just
know.
we were just wilding out.
Crazy. Was
Daewon,
that-
how did you initially get sponsored?
I initially got sponsored because, not because.
But
Oh, there's the Tory footage.
Oh,
yeah, we're just playing the Tories.
yeah, that's Torey.
Look,
Torey,
look how
the,
much he's,
Torey
look
the
how-
worm.
Look
The
how
worm.
crazy he's
Sperm on
ripping already.
wheels.
And the mom's like, what should I tell him? I'm like, tell him how to show me how to do that kickflip grab right there.
Tell him to teach me. This is how to go pro, shorties.
Yeah. This was
In the library
this was actually my sponsor me tape that I sent to shorties
That's amazing.
back before I was
This is
on.
the tape that got you on?
No, this tape didn't get me on.
You had to follow this one up with something
I
else?
saw that the tape was there, but yeah, no, I got on kind of just sort of as a whim. I barely got on.
Really?
Yeah, Muska gave me the chance though. It was like me, Marius Savannah, and Oliver Rivas,
Yeah.
and those two got on. They didn't put me on,
Right.
and then I got that second chance, that last chance, like in front of Muska, and Muska was like, "Oh yeah.
He's on,
George
George.
the shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, this kid's dope." So then luckily I got on, and I was like, I couldn't believe it, man. Sponsored, like legit,
Oh, yeah.
backed at 12.
When you said you were
Especially
12.
being backed by Muska, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
12
years
During
old.
that time too, God, he had to have been like the most famous skateboarder in the world at the time. You know,
Straight up.
Oh, hell yeah.
it's the same as how Kelly was just asking me how I got sponsored too, and it was weird because I was just skating in front of this school, and Rodney, in his old videos, in the first Plan B video, he's always skating this tennis court. And he's always freestyling back there. He had this old Camaro, and I always see him back there. But we would never bother him, you know what I mean? I came from a place that's just like, let people be, like, don't, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
And then I was just skating these curbs out front, and I guess Rodney was watching from far away, and then later that day he had talked to my buddy Pat, like, hey, he's, like, what's that kid's name? And he's like, hey, it's Daewon. He goes, oh, man, he has some control,
Mm-hmm.
And then later, that was it, and Pat told me, like, hey, Rodney was asking about you. And I was like, what?
No
you know?
way.
And then maybe about maybe a month later, he was, I went to 135th Street School in Gardena where I grew up, and he was skating there, and I remember to myself, like, Rodney's at 135th, like, he's going to get fucked up here. Like, somebody's going to jack him here, Like, I kind of concerned for him. But he was just skating, and, 135th was like it was one of those spots like how Hollywood 16 is that big spot. Like, back then, for us, 135th Street School was like the spot with the best hip in the world.
Which hip was it?
It's where Jeremy Klein would put, like, big benches and crank over 'em.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got you.
There was always dogs barking, and Sanchez had all those lines.
Yeah.
Switch big flip over.
Oh, yeah, that's why. Okay.
So Rodney saw me there. We ended up skating, and of course, I was like, "Oh, Rodney's here again. Let me try to show off." So I probably had a bad day, but he still hit me up and was like, "Hey, I want to send you boards." And I was like, "What?" And then I remember being so hyped, like, "Okay." But I remember as he told me that, I was looking down at my board, and I was looking at those, and I always talk about this in stories. I looked at my Z rollers and I was like, I wonder if they're gonna make me change my Z rollers. You know what I mean? I was concerned about that, like, because I don't want to lose my Z rollers. And I had Z skin on my board, which was like this sticky plastic that you put on the bottom of your board, and it's kind of like a slick bottom.
Yeah, it's like an Everslick type of deal.
So it was almost like I was like, shit. And it's funny because why would I even think that? But I had what I liked.
Yeah, well, the Z rollers. That's
and so I
funny
was
that
afraid because I didn't know
80s,
what happens when somebody says they're going to give you boards. Like, what does that mean? Do I lose everything I own? Get this new...
Well, listen, you eventually got off the Z rollers.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because I've almost forced myself to, because I started riding world boards, but with Z rollers, and people were like... And then I started looking at the guys who represent, like, Jason Lee and them, and they were on Venture at the time, and I was like, damn, like... These dudes are sick. Half cab Japan's down this gap, and Mark Gonzalez, and I just started, as a young kid, I was, they put they got me hyped, and then I was easily persuaded to be like, well, like I.
Well, after a while, Z rollers weren't the shit. They were.
What are Z rollers?
Z rollers
Oh
are these
my
things.
God, I want to try Z rollers so bad.
That's amazing.
You don't
He doesn't even know.
Yeah, Z rollers are these trucks, Torey, and then there's like one little bar that goes through, and then there's a little. You got this smart piece that goes over like this, so they just roll. So you're actually never grinding.
You're just
They
rolling.
roll.
Your
The truck actually rolls on the grind.
Yeah.
Here, we'll play it. Here, look. Here.
Trip.
Okay, here, look.
There you go.
Somebody's selling them for $1,000, but
Nah,
this
that's
is
at 150.
Whoa, how does that work?
Oh my God!
Oh yeah, that's a $1,100
Out of here,
Told you
bro.
I should have held on to him. Look at this, and I had like 20 sets.
Wow.
But see,
Hey.
that rolls, so you're rolling on the curb.
But look, they got it right with the kingpin.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they had the inverted kingpin.
Inverted
Dumb long
kingpin.
gun.
Yeah, they've been doing that. So that inverted kingpin isn't even, it's not new.
Oh, it's not new at all.
And then Grind King did it for a while too, and
Grind King.
I had a strong
No?
love for Grind King.
Little bit.
I
Wait,
think
how did it feel grinding with those things?
It
You
was
didn't
very
feel the
odd.
grind.
Yeah.
That's
We
why.
rolled.
it was like rolling, but the thing is that we'd be rolling down the street, and I'm like, I'm gonna roll on this grind right next to you guys, and people are like, you know,
Yeah.
at some point I thought people were jealous, but I think they're just kind of like, eh.
I want to try Z rollers so bad.
I've never.
I'm not going to
even
pay
heard of
$1,000.
Z-rollers.
There's a lot of pro
Really?
skaters that use
Yeah.
the Z rollers for certain things that didn't grind in their video parts.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say no names though.
I heard
Cheaters.
Felix.
It's true.
Felix Aguilera?
Felix was cheating.
I didn't know that.
No, but like it's a gnarly one he did in San Diego. It's like it's got this crazy fat like I don't even know like thing at the end of it.
Really?
And he grinded it and he went off of it. And I heard he used them for that, which kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know what? And you
Is it
really
cheating?
Think about it too. Is you're not really cheating. 'cause
Not
you're
really,
just-
'cause you're not even
you still
waxing
gotta
the
get on
legs.
that.
Right.
You still got to get on that 50-50 or whatever it is, and you still got to write it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not going to give you some super ability for me to.
It's
switch
going to be
hard
an
calls.
adjustment too. It's not going to feel the same by any means. So
Yeah.
you got to get used to that
Well,
feel.
yeah, it's like asking if waxing a ledge is cheating. You know.
Right.
Which, you're very good at that.
There you
Torey.
go.
Well, very good at cheating. Then, huh?
Well, I didn't realize. I mean, Z-rollers. And you know what's funny is that whole cheating thing about Z-rollers is people would say that to you, and you know you're offended, like wow, you know. So
Seems harder.
There's a lot more. There's a lot of things coming at you when you're using those things.
Well, Z rollers, I mean, they just stopped being cool, right? It was just like one day it was like, okay, you got to adventure,
they had
indies.
its time, and the thing is, I'll never take anything away from Z-roller. Like,
Sure.
they were part of me growing up, and I really embraced like the style of like you know, of course, the original Z Boys. I like them, but I didn't grow up on them. I grew up on the second generation Z Boys that were from Carson. They rode for this skate shop called Mom's. It's like Mom's Skate Shop, and we used to always go against them in these old catch-it contests for shops. Those dudes would show up. Hair was all pomade back. They had these big dickies on. They looked like they banged, and I
Big
was like,
dickies.
damn, this is so relatable. You know, these guys really look like people I would hang out with.
Yeah.
And I was like, these dudes are sick, and they were just doing like big. Their launch ramp skills were just insane. So I was really inspired by them. So I started getting Z rollers, and I actually tried to make myself look like I was already sponsored by the Z Boys. You know what I mean?
right,
I had all
right.
the posters and the pictures on my wall. I like this dude Mark Jones doing like a 3-foot high ollie off a launch ramp, and Butch Sturbin's doing a frontside grind on this wall, and I was like, I think these are my guys. These are who I'm gonna inspire. Like,
Sure.
I'm gonna
Butch Sturbin's,
try to
bro.
become.
Yeah.
So are Z rollers post Copers?
No, Copers are kind of around the same time.
Yeah, at the same time.
I think Z rollers are trying to just get into like they're trying to find like some sort of market. They're
Little
like,
niche.
Yeah,
Yeah.
little niche.
Probably
sure.
good for slash and pool coping.
No, for sure.
You know.
They're good for anything. I've never skated them, but I always want to try one. I'm like, I really want to try.
Hey,
a Z-roller.
$1,100.
I ain't paying that much
Get
for a
us-
Z
get a
roller
pair.
just to try
I
them.
probably have some in my old garage.
Oh yeah,
back at my
hook
dad's
me
house. I'm
up.
trying to find them.
Yeah, let's get back on.
But if I do find
Get 'em
them,
on
I'm gonna
here.
put them on the
What?
website too.
Yeah.
get back
Those
on.
are going right on eBay.
Did you ever? I think what you're saying though is like because I grew up around the world guys. You. Plan B 101. So I mean, I always try to emulate that as well. Like Eric Costin was my guy. Like yourself, you know. I think we all kind of gravitate towards that. Were you gravitating towards shit like that when you were the worm? Like people you wanted to
worm.
be, crews that you wanted to be a part of?
No, not really. I mean, I didn't really understand any of it, you know? Like, I was buying skate videos and watching them. Like, I just wanted to have a trick in a video. That was my dream,
Right,
you know? Like,
right.
to be in the video, you know? Like, of course, it was an influence when, like, you know, Daewon, all the pros would come through, you know, the skate park and seeing those guys, like, I don't know. I think I was more, like, trying to just get, like, that recognition. I always was like the dude trying to like hang with the pro and play him skate, you know.
Okay.
You know, like feel like
That's good though, because
I-
you had that confidence in you to like want to play them skate. I was terrified of pros when I saw them.
Oh,
I just
yeah.
thought that they were just,
Yeah.
you know, they were just in a place where I shouldn't say anything to 'em.
Untouchable
Yeah.
type. Yeah.
Well, it's crazy you met Rodney like at that young of an
Yeah.
age. That's
The first pro, I guess, but the first pro I ever met, I didn't really meet him, but I just said what's up to was Christian Asoy at this old Galleria demo at it's like the South Bay Galleria on Artesia Boulevard in Hawthorne, and I heard there was gonna be a demo.
Damn,
And I was just
that's
like, what?
soy.
So then they were skating.
What year was this? What year?
Oh,
80
God, this
something?
had to have been like 80. This had to have been like 88 or
Okay,
something.
I was gonna
you
say
know?
yeah, lady.
And I went up to him. I was like, Christian. He's like, what's up, man? Like, he said something-
I thought for a second he was like Christian.
Yeah.
No, no.
But he's like-
he was a big influence on me. Just how he skated and like, you know, just his personality when I saw him. I was just like, he seemed like he was enjoying himself. He was enjoying his
Yeah.
life. And I was like, that looks like fun.
Was
you
he
know?
cool?
He was cool. And he just told me, like, keep skating. He pointed or something at me. I was like, yeah.
Shirt open,
Yeah.
flare going on.
He was
right?
bigger than he was bigger than life at that
Yeah, he
moment, bro. He
was.
was so
He
big.
Is he your
was.
favorite skater?
Growing up, he was one of my favorite skaters. And he still, of course, I still love Hosoi. And I see him all around now. And it's
He's the
crazy
best.
because, as you're growing up, you never have, you can't see the future. And you never know, like, who you're going to end up knowing very well later. I thought Christian Hosoi, all I did was watch him on, like, these old videos, like Savannah Slam, a Gotcha Grind. These are, like, OG videos from back in the days. And nobody, you wouldn't even know about him. But he would have his Jimmy Z's where you just with the Velcro.
Know about the Jimmy
You know about the
Z's.
Jimmy
And
Z's.
even the spandex shorts.
Yeah.
I ran those under the Jimmy Z's because those Jimmy Z's were so flared out that sometimes like you were like, yo,
you gotta,
whoa,
you
man.
gotta catching a glimpse of something. You know?
Make sure you got some dun-dun-dun underneath.
That's right. That's right.
But
What year did you start?
I started about, I'd say like around 88,
88. Okay.
87.
So this is very close to meeting Hosoi. Is very close to when you first started.
Yeah.
A couple years.
Yeah, so like I said, but I was so invested in watching all the videos. Like Torey said too, is those videos were all we had.
Right.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
little magazines, little videos.
This is from Speed Freaks, Christian Hosoi.
Yeah, look at like the kit. Just got the Jimmy Z's. He's got the cutoff shirt.
He's got the
Oh,
flare.
Jimmy
hanging out of
Z's
his
were
pocket.
shorts?
Yeah.
Yeah.
he
Oh,
got the-
shit.
They had pants too. They had
Shit.
no. They had pants too. They had a whole. It was a whole.
Do you remember the Jimmy Z hat? That thing that they
Yeah.
wear? Like,
Mhm.
No.
It's like kind of like a beret. huh?
Beret, yeah.
no.
Yeah. Tori definitely didn't remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he was just killed it. There's this one.
This is a
There's
little
this-
before my time
yeah.
as well.
It's just a little bit.
Chris's
Yeah.
time, too.
Yeah.
This is me
I
and
came in
Daewon
right
Song.
after.
Roger, me,
Yeah.
Daewon, and Roger.
Yeah.
Wheels of Fire. Like Hosoi has a session at Raging Waters where
What's
they
up,
made this
Patrick?
big
One?
ramp, and I was like, wow, the song and everything. I think the song
Oh.
is this Klaus Grabke song that goes with
Klaus
it.
Grabke, dude.
Wow.
Isn't this
he's
Christian's?
flying,
Is this Christian's
dude.
ramp?
No,
this
it's
is
not.
no.
No,
Okay.
that's-
This dude got all the ladies too back then.
Oh
he
yeah.
was like
He was a
killing
rock
it.
star.
That's what it's
Yeah.
all
He was
about.
a rock
man.
star.
He was with Lou Rawls' daughter. I think Lou Rawls.
Really?
Like daughter. Yeah, yeah.
I mean, he was out
Wow.
here. He was out there dating Madonna. He was just living life. And when I met him though, the first time, I didn't know all that information.
Sure.
I just saw him in videos, and I was just, that's just what you do as
Yeah.
a kid. You see somebody in a video, you like the way they skate, and you respect them, and you just hope you can one day just do anything that they were, that you've seen them do.
Right.
Just hope, dream.
Right.
Dude.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah. And then through time, I ended up meeting him when he had left, and he started like a different board brand, and I would see him always at this little skate park in downtown LA called Transitions.
Yes.
And I always see him. I'm like, damn, I'm getting to know this guy. This is crazy. And
That was
really
in East
cool.
LA, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's when they had all those little hood parks.
Yeah.
Like they had Lip Slide. They had East.
Yes.
They had
Lip slide.
Lip Slide. I remember entering a
Seus.
contest, and it was Kenny Anderson's brother would always come to those mini ramp contests, and we're like, damn, man, because he was really good at the mini ramp. Ain't nobody
Kenny's
getting
brother was a
first.
mini ramp
Ain't nobody
champ.
getting first on this side. That's gonna be him probably, but. And when he didn't show up, you're like, yes. But then he would just sneak out of nowhere, like, damn.
I just realized I'm just putting the math together. You got sponsored like 2 or 3 years after you started skating.
Yeah.
Pause podcast.
Okay.
I need to tell you guys that this episode is brought to us by Athletic Greens.
Ooh, we love athletic greens.
We do.
This is gold in a box, right? Love this stuff. With one delicious scoop of Athletic Greens, you're absorbing 75 high-quality vitamins, minerals, whole food source superfoods, probiotics, and Kelly's favorite thing in the whole world, adaptogens.
I love
There it is.
adaptogens.
This special blend of ingredients supports your gut health, your nervous system, your immune system, your energy, recovery, focus, and aging.
Well, not only that,
Ooh, tell me, Drone.
contains less than 1 gram of sugar, no GMOs, no nasty chemicals or artificial anything, while still tasting good.
Nothing budget, only buttery, right?
Nothing budget,
Yeah,
please.
yeah.
But it also supports better sleep quality and recovery as well.
Tons of people take multivitamins, but it's important that you choose one with high quality ingredients that your body will actually absorb.
And it's also better when you not to have a full medicine cabinet full of, supplements.
Oh, man.
You know,
Wait, so I can get rid of all my supplements?
Yeah, I was just over at Kelly's house the other day, opened the cap. I was hit with supplements.
Get the trash can.
Yeah.
Throw them in there.
To make it easy, Athletic Greens is going to give you a free 1-year supply of immune-supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. All you have to do is just visit athleticgreens.com/9club. That's NINECLUB. Again, athleticgreens.com/9club. Take ownership of your health and pick up the ultimate daily nutritional insurance today, which is Athletic Greens.
Take over your health now.
How did you even start skating?
I started skating from just seeing people around my like little area in my neighborhood, you know, and I wanted to do it, but it was hard because my mom was so strict. She didn't let me do anything. She was like, you know, she was super strict. I had to like sneak it. And then when she took off and disappeared, that was my window to just kind of get out.
wow.
That's when I started to like, actually she did buy me my first skateboard though. And I always tell people this too, is just, she bought me one super generic skateboard from this little department store, like a Gemco, like a Walmart pretty much. And 2 weeks later it got stolen at a donut shop. That's
No
why-
way.
Yeah.
So the fascination with donuts.
It must be like this
Looking for your
weird
board?
thing that happened at that moment was, and then I was so upset the guy gave me a free donut or something. And all of a sudden it takes me back to that moment. I'm just like, oh, like donuts saved, did something for me and brought me back from hell. You know?
Sure.
Because
Donuts saved my
I knew,
life.
yeah.
I love donuts.
And I know that because my mom she was crazy. My mom was nuts. She was old school. She beat me. She beat
wow.
all of us with rose bushes, everything. You know, tied us to chairs, beat us. It was crazy.
Damn.
Yeah, I'm not trying to put her on because I love my mom.
I understand.
They just did it different back then, so I just grew up different on like discipline.
Sure,
you know?
sure.
My discipline was like not like, hey, I'm gonna take your switch. You know?
Yeah, your switch.
Mine was I'm gonna switch your ass open with a rose bush.
Damn. Wow. And so she then disappeared, and then you, like you said, you had kind of carte blanche.
So I had
or
a
whatever you were
little,
doing.
I got that window. Like my dad was always working, so this was my moment to have that freedom.
Right.
So I ended up getting spare parts from everybody. When I first started skating, I was using these little roller skate wheels.
Okay.
From a roller skate, I just took them off. I had these old Invader trucks. I don't even know who made those at the time.
Straight
And
Frankenstein.
And then this guy gave me this old Billy Ruff board that was just like,
Billy Ruff.
it was an old one.
Yes.
Good shape.
It's a good one. Torey knows about that Billy
You know
Ruff.
about the Billy Ruff?
It's Daewon's first board.
My first board, yeah. Remember I sent you that?
Yeah.
I sent him a photo. I was like, "Ooh, this shape's pretty sick." It's like, but it's not. It wasn't that good.
Right.
But
right.
and then I just
Roots.
kind of went from that. And the thing is it took me so long to learn how to ollie, but I could do like a 360 judo off a launch ramp. You progressed different back then.
Yeah.
Definitely.
There was like a highlight of what people that you were watching did, so that's what you just went for. So I just went for launch ramping. Just like kids now. Some kids they probably can't ollie over like 4 boards, but they could probably hard flip off 10.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
They can barely push up to the 10.
Yeah.
And they're hard flipping it.
Yeah, so that's how I learned. I went straight launch ramp, 360 airs, judos and stuff, and then I was still trying to figure out how is an ollie, like how do you ollie? I always thought it was a big crack and you banked it super hard and it sent your back truck up, and I was like, that's an ollie. And I'd watch and go, there's no crack. I don't know how they're doing this. And then finally I started to get used to that. So
Right.
pretty crazy.
Right. What's crazy to me is like you just got into the World Camp so early. What was that?
No, nothing. It's just when he said like, "Hey, let's go launch ramping.
Let's go launch ramping.
Hey, let's go skating."
That's something that me and Tori never
Let's
grew
go
up saying.
launch
Yeah,
ramping
launch ramp.
today.
I never had ever
Sorry.
said that.
We
yeah.
definitely did some launch ramps.
Yeah.
We would push
Thought it was funny.
launch ramps miles to find the perfect ground.
Right.
And that was our session, was just going across streets and pushing them across
Yes.
street lights to get to this parking lot.
Back at grocery stores.
Yeah.
Fucking, yeah.
Well, we're going to go
Sad.
launch ramping after the show. Okay, you're going to be good.
Yeah, dude. Maybe we'll find animal chin.
Ooh.
See,
hey.
Torey knows his history.
He d- But you did, you got in the World Camp early, and then when you met Torey through DVS, but you
Yeah.
met him a little earlier than DVS.
I met him a
right
little
at the-
earlier when he was younger.
Sure,
when,
sure.
when he was with Shorties, and then with DVS, I think, we were on DVS together for a long time.
10 years.
Yeah.
Were you responsible for getting Torey into the World Camp as well?
Wait, what do you mean, later?
Yeah, yeah,
with,
yeah.
With Almost?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. I was
Okay.
the one pressing him to, like, come that
Really?
direction. Yeah.
How was it being pressed by Daewon?
I wasn't
to come?
pressing him,
No,
but
but
you know.
we know what you
I'm
mean
sorry.
though. It's like, yo,
Yeah.
come over with us.
I was
you
just
know?
kind of instigating, like, come on.
Yeah.
It's a lot,
Well,
you know? There's
I had heard that
free
Jerron
snacks.
was trying to get him on chocolate too,
I
right?
was.
Ooh.
Yeah,
You guys
it
were
was.
fighting over
Yeah.
I almost thought he was on. I was like,
Oh yeah,
he's
no,
on.
I mean, dude, I shook Jerron's hand and everything. Like,
and Torey was fighting to get on something else, though. He was holding out for something else. I
Wait.
won't say a name.
Wait.
You
Who
can
are
say
you
it now,
holding?
though?
Yeah, you can say it now.
Well, that's the thing, you know, like with that whole thing when Daewon brought me in, like when I actually went through with it,
Yeah.
because he was pressing me, but it wasn't like that.
I was like last resort.
It made me realize like how much Daewon cared for me, how much
Sure.
he had my back, that he believed in me, you
Right.
know, and like throughout that time, I left Shorty's. Tim Gavin wanted me to leave Shorty's, so that's why I left.
Because of DVS and short. Okay.
When I was on DVS, so it was just like, hey, you got to leave Shorty's. So I made that decision. I did it, but then it was like, hey, you know, I want to get on Alien.
That was your thing.
You know, because
Okay.
when getting on DVS, Mikey Taylor, just growing up around the valley, you know. Like
I mean,
all
Alien
that,
was
like,
popping
so,
back
like,
then.
I wanted to get
was
on Alien.
popping.
Yeah, it was at that like
And,
you know, that point where Alien was like, you know,
Yeah.
Yeah,
really
and like
huge.
Dill was really pushing for me, and like, you know, he had my back, and
What happened though? Wait. You're getting.
I wasn't patient, you know.
Oh.
I was getting Alien boards. I went on a trip. I even like, you know, like was featured at a demo. you know?
Okay.
And I was just kind of just like wanted that confirmation. Like let's check the
Check
box.
it off, okay.
And you know, Greg Hunt was like, "Yo, just like keep filming for that video part," you know. And I was just like, "Well, you gonna put me on," you know.
Yeah.
And then that's when, like, you know, you're just like out and about. It's like you're with the dogs and like, hey, Alien should put you on. Hey, put you on. They're like,
Oh, you
"What
start
does
hearing
this
from
do?"
other people. Yeah.
Gerard's
Yeah.
like,
Jerome. I'm sure Daewon was a little
We're
bit.
getting-
Yeah.
No, I stopped pressing Torey, but I was just kind of waiting because I was like, let's see if
Yeah.
any of that pans out, because those were his. You know, you want somebody to kind of, you know, you want them to
Well,
get on what they really want to
Day
be on,
one
you know what I
had
mean?
my back
Yeah.
to get on Almost, and at the time, I just like, I just felt like there was like some sort of weird like thing with being involved with Scheckler, and like
I
me and
remember you
Scheckler
talking
being
about
on the
that,
same
yeah.
company, because we skated Castle contest since we were 8 years old.
You were almost like little
together.
rivals.
No, well, we were actually good friends.
Yeah.
But then, like, there was kind of like this comparison, like, oh, Torey and Scheckler, who's better, this and that. And I was just like, oh, man, I don't really, like, want that comparison, you know?
You wanted to go off on your own direction.
You know, Scheckler killing it, obviously. And then, like, Duran's like, I'm going to get you on chocolate.
I wholeheartedly was trying to like really reach. You know what I'm saying? Because I believe that you fucking deserve the spot.
Yeah.
Totally. And, he's like, welcome to the team, man.
I did.
I'm gonna talk. I'm gonna
thought it
talk
was
to
gonna- I
Smythe.
just truly
We
believed
were all
it was
there,
gonna
dude.
work.
We were drunk in England,
Yeah.
talking about that whole situation.
We took pictures and shit.
Like he's on the team. Welcome to the team,
Free
dude.
celebration. That's amazing.
So it's
Definitely
not like
not approach you after that. Little
it's not like
welcoming
I didn't like leave Alien Flow or nothing. You know, I came back and I went into Girl and got chocolate boards, and I was like, oh, dude, stoked to
Right.
ride chocolate boards. So I'm skating, filming, doing my thing, you know, and then, it was kind of like that, like, you know, like they were hooking me up, maybe as a favor for Jerron. No, but it was cool. I asked those dudes, like, I remember I called Smythe and I was like, hey, you know, like, am I gonna get on the team? And he just said, you know, if you get other offers, I suggest you take it.
Yeah.
And I was like,
It's one of those.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I was like,
That's when Torey was thinking about me.
That's when he called you.
and after that,
Last resort, Daewon. Oh,
Yeah.
fine.
no, it wasn't even like that though, because
It was.
but you remember Daewon was hitting me up. You remember I tried to get on Enjoy.
Oh yeah.
I tried to get on Enjoy.
It was really the last guy.
I'm telling you.
Because Enjoy offered me.
Okay.
And at the same time that, like, you know, Daewon had my back. He had my back this whole time.
Yeah,
You know, this
yeah.
is over like 2 years. And, you know, both those brands coming from Dwindle, I think Daewon caught wind that I got a box from Enjoy, but also got a box from Almost at the same time. So I'm like kind of riding both brands. I'm not thinking twice about it. Like, how am I, you know, like
double dipping.
looking, double dipping.
Yeah.
And I got the call from Daewon, like, yo, dude, like, yo, if you want to skate for Enjoy, dude, just like, you know, do what you want to do, man. Like, you know, it's all good. Like, whatever you feel. And I was like, nah, Daewon. I want to rock
that
with you, man. I want to skate for Almost. And he was like, yeah, fuck those dudes, man. Like,
I said that. Well, maybe not. I'll say that.
He's like,
Immediately says that.
it was immediate hype, you know, like
It's probably like just not fuck those dudes.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get him like to join in on that, and then be like, "Oh, you said that? Okay, well, you probably want to come this way."
it's like I know.
I recorded that.
He's like,
I'm gonna send it to him.
he's like, I know what those guys are gonna pay you, dude. Like, no, dude. Like, skate for Almost, dude. Like, and dude, honestly, like that was so awesome because from having shorties as a little kid and DVS, but then like being jumped into like a real family with Almost, like Almost like meant so much to me as family. You know, and Daewon and just being involved with Rodney, and then just
And we had Luis
the
too.
whole
Luis was always there, and he's always been a friend.
Oh,
and
he's
he
the
was always
best.
good. And then Torey got real close with Louis Marnell, which was
got real close with Marnell,
you know,
and
you
it
know,
was
when he passed, it was just, you know, it was hard.
Right,
You know, it was, you know, Torey just, and he added something to the team that we needed. We had that kind of, you know, Torey, like I said, like Jerron saw something too, and so did I.
Sure.
And some people who were kind of sleeping on him, we were just like, what are you guys doing?
Tripping.
This kid's,
Next
all he's
level.
doing is going up. His
Yeah.
pop just getting more and more. He's just getting, you know, he's just getting better
Backsmithing
and
buildings
better.
and shit.
Yeah.
And we saw that, me and Jerron, you know, because me and Jerron are kind of almost similar, as in how I feel like we have that soul, like that old soul, or like
Yeah, I mean, we've been in this for a
we've
minute.
been in it for a while, and we see something, or we see something in someone, and if somebody else doesn't see it, we're just like,
What is going
we
on?
want to let these, you know, we want like kids or just anybody to know, like, God, you have it, so don't get discouraged by like somebody saying like, I don't know if we can use you, because that can mess you up too.
Yeah,
For sure.
Torey
100%.
could have started thinking like, dude, like, what's going on?
Torey
Right.
harnessed all that energy, bro. All that
Yeah.
the shit that where he didn't get hooked up. He's like, all right, well, cool. I'm gonna show y'all.
yeah.
I'm
Well, you know, the thing is, it's like being like younger and then like just like wanting the sponsor that you want, you know, but like then like facing reality and the truth, it's like you can't always get that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like seeing and learning that like what true friends and family is, like when Daewon had my back and always had my back, even all those through those years of DVS, like that's what I learned that really means the most in skateboarding is
Sure.
like friends and family that have your back in it, and that's way more important than like oh, I want to skate for this sponsor because it's like my dream, you know,
Right.
because it ain't the dream, you know, it ain't gonna be your family, you know. If that had worked out for me, my career wouldn't be the same. You know? I didn't
Yeah.
fit there, and that's cool. I think Almost was really like the best
Yeah, I mean, it was
No, it worked out perfectly.
But the thing is,
dude.
best
also
moment in my career.
But
you
what
know?
what I'm hearing you say is too is like you obviously like experienced that and figured it out for yourself rather than letting other people, you know what I mean? Which I think is important
For
too.
sure.
Is like finally making that decision, you know, to like go with Almost.
Yeah,
You know,
I mean,
what's the tough part is with hearing it from your friends. That's like, you know, that friends that aren't in skate, they're like, you should be on that team. And that
Yeah.
it gets you all gassed up. And you're
True,
like,
true.
well, it's just anything.
yeah.
People start instigating something. It's you know, it's too much, especially when they don't know how it feels to like be in that position. And
Yeah.
they're just
Yeah.
like, how come they ain't mess with you? I mean, I guess I was doing that too when I said F enjoy, but that was different.
no, but
I'm
the
just saying.
best part about the whole experience for me is like, and this is like something I'll remember for the rest of my life, is when Daewon said, "Hey, if you want to skate for Enjoy, go skate for Enjoy. You know, do what you want to do."
Right.
And I made that decision right on the spot. Like, nah.
Yeah,
I wanna
remember
rock with
telling-
you.
And I
Yeah.
remember telling Torey specifically too, because I knew he was gonna blow up, to like just do like, because they were, you know, they're kind of. I hated contracts too back then, but there, you know, there was a contract too, and I was telling Torey just do like a year contract, because who knew like where he, you know, if something else opened up where he was really.
Yeah.
I don't wanna
Oh,
go
was
that
this for
direction.
Almost?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you told him just 1 year, even though you wanted him, you were even looking out for him that much, where
Well,
you
I
like
was
just do a
saying,
year because you don't know where you're gonna go.
I feel like it's pointless to hold on to somebody who doesn't want to be
Amazing.
there. You know,
Straight up.
some people try
That's
to.
a
like,
good. That's a
Yeah.
true
I feel
friend
like,
right there. Yeah.
I feel like it's, you know, he's a friend.
Yeah.
And he's like, he's growing. He's young still in the industry. I've been in it for so long already. He just needed those options instead of being tied down like, oh,
Sure.
I can't go anywhere. Oh, we're gonna make sure you can't leave. And it's like, why
And
would you
Almost
do
is
that?
your baby
Yeah.
too, right? So it's
I mean,
like
it kind of was. I mean,
Yeah.
I was, you know, Almost came about with me and Rodney, me leaving a brand I was doing, which everything was still at a Dwindle. So it's like I was with Dwindle for 29 years.
Damn.
Wow.
It's a long time.
By the way, I love Ryan Sheckler. He's one of my best friends.
Yeah.
Just want to clear the air.
Well, since we're clearing the air, DVS has nothing to do with my name either. 'Cause people,
Really? People thought it was Daewon.
some venereal, I don't know.
Dae Von Song.
Song or something.
Dae
A lot
Von-
of people still think
Really?
that to this day.
I never thought about
never
I
that.
was just
never-
at Disneyland the other day, and it was like, "Hey, Dae Von Song." I'm like, "What?"
Dae Von Song?
DVS. And then I was just thinking Daewon, and my middle name somehow has a V in it in Song, and I was like, I don't think there's any Asians with the. Actually, there's a lot of V's in Asian middle names, aren't there?
I don't know.
Me neither.
Daewon Song.
Versace.
But people
Versace.
thought that it somehow I was, one of the owners, and I wasn't. So just trying to clear the air.
No, you're
so when
good.
you guys get those DVSs, they have nothing to do with me.
So, but you were saying something about the almost being your baby, and
You started it after a few boards.
after you,
Well,
yeah.
Well, I left. I was doing DECA for a while.
DECA.
And it
That was
like-
epic, dude.
And it was
That was
all
the
it was
JB
all,
Gillett.
it was all just friends, me, Marcus, JB, Shiloh,
Enrique.
Luis, Enrique, Marco Romero,
Yeah,
and
dude.
Brian Horde. Like we had like a Cooper Wilt, Chris
Yeah.
Haslam later down the line, and then actually Chris and Haslam and Cooper Wilt came up later. It's when DECA was kind of dying, and then we were trying to kind of redo the whole team basically, because problem with some businesses. It's hard, when you're dealing with people and people don't want to do anything anymore, and they're kind of like attacking you about like, hey, what's up? What's going on with the brand? I'm like, I don't have that much control here either.
Sure.
So, it just kind of got hard with me trying to deal with friends and in business.
because there was a lot of different companies that were kind
Yeah,
of
there
under your kind of
Well, yeah,
Identity.
Once I left
Deca was dope. I
Yeah.
learned back tails on Deca boards. That was
Oh,
my
see?
that was my first skinny board.
see, we started it.
You know,
No, but I feel you, Dave, like having that responsibility and having
Came with the
everybody like reach
Yeah,
toward,
and you got
call
really,
you.
you got
for,
really good friends about like, can you press these guys? They're me again trying to press somebody. It's like press them to get me like them a raise or do this and stuff. And I'm just like, how am I gonna even introduce that to them when you're not even doing anything?
Totally.
It's like, what am I taking to
Right.
them? So it just got overwhelming for me, and I kind of just felt like it was time for that thing to just die out.
Why did you leave World to start Deca?
World sold.
Okay. And so you're just like, I'm going to start
And
something.
it's funny because I was super upset about that because I had already put in about close to 9 years with World.
Yeah.
And I was just like, and then they just, and at that time I was young. I didn't know what was going on. They sold? That's weird. They go, but you can stick with it. I'm like, what does that even mean?
Yeah.
I'm like, no, how about I just start a different brand under this same
dwindle.
Yeah.
distribution? I'm like, yeah, we can do that for you. So then that's what we did.
Which was
dope.
weird because like when World sold, it almost like didn't seem from the outside looking in. It was kind of this. I mean, they obviously went a different direction with World,
Yeah.
but like,
And it was hard to understand back then too. When something
Yeah.
sold, you're like, wait, what's going on? And now you think about it and you're like, okay, we know what you were doing. So
Sure.
How did Deca become a name?
DECA became a name because I almost put in a decade with World.
Oh.
And then all of a sudden, this John Thomas at the time too, like had brought it up like DECA, decade, like 10. And I'm like, that's okay. That's like makes a little sense. Like I would have been on 10 years with World if
Yeah.
it didn't.
Oh,
So,
wow.
so then we went,
It's a long
and then
time.
we
Yeah.
kind of did.
anyone ever knew that.
Yeah, I never knew that
And then we went to, we started DECA, and DECA was like a little.
Listen, if you had
Like a little hood kind of company. I loved it. I just was like, we were just.
if you were on for 12 years, you could have been like Baker's Dozen.
Yeah.
You could have been.
I know.
Look at
But
that.
yeah.
Baker was already taken though.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Sure. My bad. My bad. Amazing though.
Deca
Let me-
Vision, dude. Sneak preview.
Then we left, but then DECA, after 3 years plus, we died it out, and then we started that small little company called
Artifact.
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 I just brought that up the other day.
Which was hilarious. The ads were supposed to be all epic, like, oh, crazy spots. Where are you guys out in, like, we don't know where you're at. But that's how the ads looked, They were.
Yeah, like on a
But-
rock, like next to the
Yeah.
ocean
Yeah.
somewhere or
Yeah.
something. I was like, what
And
is
even
this?
like the logo, I drew this thing, and then now I look at it, it looked like an Atari logo, or it looked like a deformed squid. I was like, I don't know what I was thinking.
A deformed squid.
Oh yeah, don't even look it up. I don't know.
Roger's on it. He's looking it up right now.
It did look like a squid.
It looks like a cone off its. It looks like ice cream off its cone melting on the floor.
We're gonna find it.
Ah,
We're gonna
weird.
find it.
pretty
You
bad.
did the logo though.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Didn't you?
Because I was
Didn't
such
you
an
also
amazing
do
artist.
Didn't you also do the Maddox logo? You,
I did
you
do the
created
first.
the mad.
Yeah, I did do the first
The,
Maddox level.
the thing with the M in it?
Daewon is an artist.
Really?
dude.
Just a little
He
squiggle.
could, dude, he could draw
I mean,
your
the-
fantasy dream house.
Well, architect, too.
I did do some fantasy dream houses. Won 3 years in a row.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
They used to have these school contests where you this real estate company would come in
Okay.
and like all the kids could kind of they could submit like their dream house of what their dream house would be, and I drew this one next to a cliff with like a dog real close to the cliff, which I shouldn't have, because that's, people now would be like, whoa, that dog's a little like close
Yeah.
to the cliff. You know what I mean?
You can fall over. You can fall over.
Yeah, you probably get heat for that now,
Yeah.
but it was a dog tennis court and all this stuff, and I mean and I won 3 years in a row for these dream house
There you
contests.
go.
For this
Okay.
company called Frederick's Realty.
Oh.
So
What did you win?
savings bonds.
Oh yeah.
Really?
And my mom, when she disappeared, so did those.
Wow.
Hey, real quick.
I mean, they were like for like $100 and $150 and like
Oh, okay.
something else. They weren't
Yeah.
for much.
Hey, real quick, since we're on the companies that were going through dwindle and stuff, when Girl Surf first formed, were you involved in
No, because-
no conversation?
I was MIA. I was
Oh,
gone.
okay.
I was out in Long Beach thinking I was like a race car driver / like kicking it with people trying to do stupid things. And
Okay. You were checked out almost.
I was kind of checked
literally.
out of skating at that time. So when they left, and then that's when I heard Daniel had got shot too.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, what? And my whole thing too is during that time, I was in a messed up place in my life. And I just didn't want any contact with skating. I just wanted to just be where I was. I was hanging out in the Wrigley out in Long Beach. I had got wind of it and heard, and I was like, what? And it just tripped me out. I was like, what's going on? And then everybody was leaving. And they because right, Jerron, during that time too, is I was kind of like,
Yeah, I mean, you like you said, you were doing your own thing.
I was
You're
doing
kind
my
of
own
like,
thing.
you
I
know,
was-
you would come in here and there where
a pure example is like for 20 shot sequence too. I was kind of, usually I had full parts. When that video came around, I had like 7 clips. And you can just tell I was kind of like on my way out.
Interesting.
And I remember Shiloh even calling me and going like, hey, Dae, I think they're considering kicking you off. And I was like, oh, okay, well, I mean, it is what it is. You know what I mean? Because I was, like I said, I was like charging people to drop their cars. I was
Okay.
out in driveways, like underneath people's cars.
Oh, you were
Oh,
getting
wow,
into
you were
a
in a
whole
different
other
world. Yeah.
I was cutting their springs. I was doing whatever it took to like get their cars lowered. Even
Got
like
you.
probably even like, slightly ripping people off, but not, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
yeah,
just,
yeah,
who
yeah,
knows? I
yeah.
mean, spray painting their springs yellow, like, hey, I got you the new
What brought you back in? What
But you know what I mean? Like, I was just trying to hustle. I needed a hustle because
Yeah.
skateboarding in general back then too wasn't giving me much. So
What brought you back into skating though?
I think that brought
That
me
phone
back into
call.
skating. That
That-
phone call.
Really?
That
Okay.
phone call. I think the phone call from Rodney and
Didn't you break your ankle as well?
You broke your ankle.
I broke
that was
my-
later though, right?
no, I broke my ankle in back in like '93.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Oh, this is
no,
later.
no, it was no, but
That's
That-
gnarly.
the ankle break. It put me out for a little bit, but that wasn't during the time where I kind of disappeared from skating. I don't know. It's like I'm so confused.
I feel
now.
like when you broke your ankle, you were still around. You were on crutches. You were doing your thing. Like you
Yeah.
were around though. I remember seeing you were around.
I broke my foot around '93.
Okay.
But I was still around. But actually, like Roger was saying, it kind of like went from that point, and then I was just kind of I started to kind of gradually get over it, I guess.
Was it the kickflip over the grass gap thing?
The hard flip. That's how
Was it
I
a
landed
hard
a hot
flip?
pocket. Huh? That one looked like I broke my ankle. The way I had a hot pocket when I landed, but I didn't.
I thought it was over the
It was at the
grass
World
gap.
Park, right?
No, I
was
broke
at
my
World Park?
my foot at the World Park. Just messing around trying to do a judo off a little baby launch ramp,
Oh damn.
and that's me bringing back like.
But you didn't even get it checked
The
out. You didn't
launch
even
ramp
right.
days.
You didn't even.
Yeah, I never got it checked out. I just kind of let it just be, and then I started. I remember just taking like calcium pills. I don't even know how. As a kid, I go to the store and just buy a big thing of calcium pills.
Yeah, like, this will help. This will work. Yeah.
I borrowed some crutches from somebody. I just walked it out for about, a couple of months.
Damn.
And it started to heal. But now when it healed kind of like this. And when you run your hand down the side of my
There's a bump.
leg, there's just like that little
Dude, we
bump.
got the same injury, bro. I did the
Yeah.
same thing. I fucking broke my ankle and never got it fixed, and I had the same thing on
And
the
so,
side of
and,
my
then,
ankle.
and that ankle just always looks crazy. It looks like a little, it looks like a little baseball.
Does it bother you at all?
It bothers me
Yeah?
once in a while when it gets cold, and I think that same injury kind of got me because there was a time where I was like about jumping, like let me jump off the top of the mini ramp, let me kickflip this big gap,
Yeah, yeah.
let me do this thing, and then after the injury, I was so afraid that I was gonna break my foot again because the way it healed. I
Yeah.
was like, it's not quite on there, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
And, you know, that's just me mentally thinking that. So it already persuaded me to be like, God, I got to, like,
Stay low to the ground.
Yeah.
stay low to the ground.
Yeah.
I mean, if I had that snap like Torey, I'll go up and get higher up.
Well,
and,
with your board setup, man, there's no way you can get off the ground that high. You have the craziest setup I've
this
ever
is
seen.
very
we got to
true.
talk about his trucks real quick because like
Real
you don't
quick.
even ride bushing. You
No,
have
I do-
washers on.
I do ride bushings.
No, I've seen your trucks.
But
Bushing.
the front one, the
Yeah,
front truck
bushing.
just has a bushing, you know. And,
How the hell did you come up with that? Did you just? I mean, you.
no, that came about because, okay, let's go back to trucks. I started on Z rollers.
Yes.
I went to God. Where did I go from
Venture?
Z rollers? No,
Indy?
I messed around with like other trucks, but nothing felt right.
Grind Kings. You were on Grind Kings for a while.
Then I
Yeah.
got on. No, I got on Going. I got on
Okay.
Going, which had this weird indention where you're supposed to lock in perfectly on a flat bar, and it's like the most dangerous type of lock
No
you want to
doubt.
do. It's just two holes in the truck, like just so you just land like this and like woo, 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 you know? But back then you thought it was great. Then I went from that. I skated for Orion trucks for a little
No.
while.
Oh, yeah. Those were good.
I think me and Deerdick were on the same team for a little bit.
Yeah, but they were breaking people off, I think, at that
Yeah.
time.
Was that through like stamina or something?
I don't know.
Yeah, it was,
That was a
Stamina
Deerdick.
was kinda
That was a
similar.
Deerdick situation.
I think it was a
thought.
Deerdick.
Climax?
company.
Climax distribution.
yeah, yeah.
That's what it was. Yeah.
So then I
It's a
skated
great-
for
great
them,
name.
and then I went to, then I went from Orion to Grind King.
There it
Yes.
is.
So I'm just
Okay.
basically saying that I've kind of stayed in the same realm. If you want to talk about trucks,
Yeah, but still, I
Hey,
mean,
No, but I don't understand where you're going with this because your
Hey,
trucks
hey,
are not even close to
Hey,
any
hey,
of those.
at least you didn't
I'm
skate.
saying
At least
that-
you didn't
I'm
skate for
saying that I
web
would-
trucks.
hey,
Web?
I know.
I skated for web trucks.
If they would have hit me up, man, because I'm telling you, I rode for all the trucks that people I feel like didn't really want to embrace.
Yes.
Okay.
All the companies are like, "You're on this," and then it's like, "Well, where are you moving
the
on?"
Gold
I'm
Wings
going
did have
now.
the little dip right
Look at
there.
that dip.
Oh, I
Yeah.
never even realized.
No,
that.
but they-
$322.
But they were breaking off bread. They were getting some
Whoa,
money.
dude, that does not look safe.
Those are the old. I think those. You got to
It was
find
great
like
for vert skating.
you got to find like an older.
That's
pro
not where you want to
where-
lock into anything.
We'll find some older
But I
ones.
feel like I embraced the trucks that nobody else really.
Did Gold Wing pay?
They paid me barely anything, but it was I was able to work with Ray Underhill at the time, and I thought he was super
Amazing.
cool.
Yep.
And then he passed. Rest in peace, Ray Underhill. And,
Yeah, man.
But super genuine person, and every time I talked to him, he was the nicest person. I was just like, this is sick. Like,
The thing that trips me out is you are a manual or tech skater, like just very precise, but your trucks are very precarious. Like they jiggle. You know what I mean? Like you have one. Let's break it down. You have one bottom bushing and no top bushings, right?
but my back truck has both bushings, so it's my stabilizer. So I stabilize with that, and my front's kind of an out of control steering wheel.
Well, why? What's the allure to that? Why?
Well, because through time, and then that's why we talked about all those trucks, which that
Yeah,
story
yeah,
went
yeah.
nowhere. But I'm saying is, I rode for Grind King, and Grind King had the reverse kingpin.
Yep.
So as you rode, they self-loosened. They ended up loosening up by themselves,
Yeah.
and which was scary because you don't know when that nut's gonna come off.
Sure.
So you're just thinking to yourself like, is it on its last little thread before it falls off and your
Better
truck
strap that
collapses?
thing
Any
up.
given moment.
But as I was skating, and the kingpin was free, so it moved like this.
Right. It's a drifting kingpin.
It was a drifting kingpin,
Or,
so it made
yeah.
my trucks through time rattle.
axle.
Oh, okay.
So it did the same thing, and I got used to that. And then when I switched from Grind King and went to Tensor, they didn't do that anymore, and it bugged me. I was like, I can't ride this board. And I remember being on when I had finally switched to Tensor. I went on a Black Label tour. It was Black Label versus Almost like Australia tour. I remember going to my first demo. I remember seeing Dustin Dolan there for the first time. I was like, wow, this kid is insane. Like, he was just killing it. And I was thinking, I can't do shit. You know what I mean? And I look like a fool at this demo. I got so frustrated, I had to express and put it out there for everybody. Oh, it's my trucks. I can't ride my trucks. You know what I mean?
Could never be you.
What a joke, you know what I mean? Like, so I ended up just taking all my bushings out of the truck and just putting only washers in both and skating around like that.
Interesting.
Wow.
Just out on a whim, you just tried
Not
it.
on a whim, but maybe for me to be like, yeah, I want everybody to know that I hate my trucks right now, you know? So
How did that work out at that
it
demo?
was fine. I mean, it was still a nightmare, but I feel like they weren't blaming me now off my skill set. They're like, well, his trucks are all
Have you seen his trucks? I mean,
you
good
know,
Lord.
so I did we did the demo and whatnot, and through that period I was like thinking, how can I make this kind of, kind of similar to how my Grind Kings rode. So
Yeah.
through time, I started shaving my bushings down. I started taking a bushing and shaving them down into small quarters. And I started doing that. And through time, it started to feel better and better. And then that's what I got used to. And then to a point where I was sick of shaving bushings down. So I was like, I'm just going to use washers in my front one so that I can get this crazy, fun little rattling thing. And the funny thing, too, is the first person to ever do that kind of stuff where the trucks rattle was this dude, Matt Rodriguez.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So if you want to think about rattling trucks, I won't take any credit for that. Matt Rodriguez was the first, and he did both trucks like that.
No,
Is it
with no
both?
bushing.
No, I think he shaved down his bushings.
Okay.
So they were just so small. So his trucks there was just a lot of gap between
Yeah.
each part.
A lot of
where it was
rattling.
just like getting,
Yeah.
I think when I skated your board one, try it out. Like it was a trick to ride the board first, and then you had to do a trick.
Right.
I never understood.
But you get so used to it, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? But I will say that for certain tricks now, because, I mean, switch hills and nollie back hills used to be my favorite trick.
Mhm.
With my truck like this, it's, it complicates it.
Yeah, I can see that.
Because you're popping off that truck.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
when I'm going for a nollie back heel now, sometimes my board will fold over too
Yeah.
much,
Mhm.
and I'm just getting like a little.
Do you turn it around?
I can't do it off my
No,
nose.
you can't
It
do it.
feels
Yeah.
so weird.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's funny too because I had a dream this morning. I woke up doing like a buttery nollie back heel. I swear, I woke up and I remember like at the local skate park because when I do them, they're always rocketing weird. But this morning I had this dream and I did it good, and I woke up like I know what I need to do,
There you go.
and I'm sure I
Dude, we
won't.
got Matt
see.
Rodriguez right here. Legend.
Straight
yeah.
up, bro.
Yeah, but Matt was, he was unique.
It's funny. I never really. I mean,
Oh, he
I
was
maybe I
crazy.
don't know.
Oh,
if I
he
could-
was
Oh, style for days.
so
man.
sick, dude.
And he got so tech too as well, but he had like more of a flow. Look at his trucks.
Yeah, they are, huh? I never noticed that.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's certain lines you can see in it. I always you skate like
I know.
transition like that.
It's crazy.
That's
He's
wild.
epic, man. He's
Yeah.
he's definitely
Yeah.
like
Look at that.
legendary.
Yeah,
See
dude,
that?
that
For
was
sure.
incredible. You can tell by his way his truck
Yeah.
locked right there that he had like
So that's
nothing
what
in
I'm
there.
just saying too is when I see that and people want to ask me about that, I feel like as
like-
I was trying to get my truck to that point again, I always thought of like Matt Rodriguez as well from how wobbly his were. But the washer thing too is I got lazy with shaving. Not this. I don't need to shave that much, but I'm saying like
Shaving the bush.
But
You used some manscaped,
Yeah.
dude.
but I just started using the washers and they work out fine. They get all bent up and it looks like I look down at my board. I'm like, this looks, I like the way it looks and I like sometimes the way it sounds. But I think it's crazy too because that sound of the washer
Yep.
rattling is the same exact sound that my Z rollers made too. Because those were loose against metal too.
Oh, it all
So when
goes
you
back
roll
to the
around it,
Z-rollers.
and I feel like it all just connected, and I
Yeah.
just took everything and like infused it right back into my truck.
It all
All
goes
from
back-
where it started.
Yeah.
All full circle.
Yeah.
To the Z rollers.
mean.
We're gonna
So-
get Torey a pair of Z rollers, man.
Torey,
We're
you
gonna
gotta try
roll.
them.
We gotta
Yeah.
roll around on
Give
them.
me a bear, dude, for sure. Get me some of those.
People, you had to use graphite powder too to keep it so it spun. But what I did was I like WD-40'd, I cleaned it. I put a little lining of Vaseline, then I put my
Whoa,
graphite on
okay.
it. I took time like a truck chef. And truck chef. You know what I mean? And I really went in there. And then I stopped it from rattling so much because of that little cake of Vaseline. So people are like, how is your truck's not making that noise? And I'm like,
Little do they-
go to my YouTube channel.
little do they know that he lubed them up.
Yeah.
He lubed them up.
Go to my YouTube channel.
I don't have a YouTube
I
channel.
love it.
How we
I need
doing?
one, though.
Yeah, let's go, Daewon.
We should
Let's go do one. Yeah, the
yeah.
Daewon and Chris, whatever.
Something. We'll
something.
figure it
Yeah,
out
we'll
after
figure it
this.
out for sure.
Daewon and Torey should start one for sure.
We
Dude,
should.
thank you.
Thank you has a YouTube channel.
Yeah, Thank You Skateboards YouTube.
Get over there.
We're on there.
I'll do one of those truck sprinkling.
Oh,
Yeah,
that
let's
would
go.
be-
We need to see Daewon lubing up his shit.
No, I'll
Yeah.
just do a. I'll just do this other one with the washers. How I, get
Look
them
at
on
that.
there.
Thank
There we
you.
go.
There we are.
There needs to be a board setup with day one.
Our views
Oh,
are pretty
dude.
low.
That
though.
would be the most epic
Hey,
watch.
we're underground, you know?
We are underground.
We got thousands on there. What are you talking about?
Oh yeah, as long as the K's there, huh?
Yeah, we gotta talk about. Thank you. Because first of all, Daewon. I mean, we just talked about Dwindle and,
Yeah,
and being,
yeah,
being
yeah.
there
Let's
for
get back, yeah.
19. How many years were you there?
29 years.
29 years.
Amazing.
29
After
years.
what was the deciding? I mean, Torey starts up. Thank you, and
we started up.
Yeah, me and Torey.
It was like an
Me and
ongoing
me and Torey were
conversation.
me and Torey were going back and forth. So me and Torey were going back and forth about, you know, Torey was just always saying like, "What do you think?" And it kind of was like 2 years. Me and Torey were going back and forth.
2 years. Okay.
Yeah.
So you were still at Almost,
Yeah.
and you were at Plan B at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And so you guys started talking about some run then.
Yeah. And Torey threw out some ideas, and I was like, you know, this could be cool. And at that time too, I was kind of burnt out. And of course, I have nothing bad to say about Dwindle. They've always been a home, a safe place, I guess you can say. They've supported, you know, we've supported each other. It goes back and forth.
There
Those
you
things
go,
are like
yeah.
two-way streets. You know what I mean? Like you have to give yourself some credit too as a writer of what you do for a brand.
Yeah,
For sure.
So, and you have to give the brand, you know, you got to thank the brand too for being there and holding on to you for so long and supporting you as well. But I was burnt out.
Sure.
I was like, it was just stagnant.
Yeah.
You know, it's just in the same dirty lake. I'm not going to say dirty, but I'm just floating around in this little boat. I'm like, I need
You need a
Something
change.
else.
something
Yeah.
new is going to.
Yeah.
And Torey hit me up too. You know, it's something in me. I got excited about it, but like I said, it just took a while. And Torey was planning it all out too and stuff like that. So,
Yeah.
you know, and you know, Torey's the one that really made it happen. You know what I mean? And kept pitching it, and he was pressing me.
It's finally tables have turned.
Tables have turned.
Right? Tori's like, yeah, see how it feels, huh? Let's
But
go.
like you said, but we've always had each other's back.
Sure.
And Torey had my back. Even though he said I had his back when he got on Almost, he was still getting my back for coming and like riding for Almost, because you know he brought so much to the team and gave so much, and he did so much for the brand, and you know he brought a lot more eyes to it too, as being a young new kid with so much pop and like so much skill. It wasn't, you know, it was definitely, you know, a big thank you. You know, I wanted to always say like thank you to him.
Yeah,
just to, you know, and you know, it just ended up working out. And,
Amazing.
you know, I always feel bad too, because like you said, you always feel like when you press somebody to get on the brand, and if they're just kind of, it's not working out for them, or they're just kind of like second thinking like, damn, why did I get on this brand? But Torey, he was always so positive and so hyped to be on the brand. I was like, see, and that's like what you want on a team, is you want people to be there for a reason of just wanting to be there.
Sure.
Not just like, oh, what, you know.
Yeah. That's for a paycheck. Yeah.
Yeah, what are you guys gonna pay me? I'm going through this list of like who's gonna, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's also like, even what Torey, I'm sure some of the ideas he was telling you back then, it's like you're very thoughtful with what you do. You know what I mean? Like you guys are very, you know, the Day 100 boards. I mean, you just did the Jerron Wilson duck graphic. You know, you're almost, you give back a lot. You know, you really are thinking about the brand and what you guys, what you can do with it. I think that's amazing.
I mean, I the thing about me is I have so much heart for skateboarding, man. You know, it's like after I'm done skateboarding, like I'll never be done. Like
Yeah.
I'm gonna be the dude that's showing up to Tampa Am. Like I'm gonna be the dude that's going to the trade show. Like I'm gonna always be in skateboarding. I can't help it.
Sure.
For some reason, like I it's just like,
It's our lives, man.
yeah. I mean, I really want to like take it the furthest I could go. You know, just be all about it.
Yeah.
And never something I ever really like wanted to do or thought about doing. It's just organically and naturally, just more than just like going out and skating, being a professional or whatever, being a skater. Like, you know, like I've just always looked up to skateboarding as a whole. So that's where, you know, having a vision to start a company started, you know, and you know, with the Daewon Song's wise words of wisdom, and what he told me during these conversations was like, change is good. You know, and that stuck with me. It'll stick with me for the rest of my life, that change is good.
Sure.
You know,
Change is good. Change scares people though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
definitely.
yeah.
And
Straight up.
it's a big thing of like when you change, just like anything with breakups, sometimes you think like, oh damn, I've invested so much time into this
Right.
relationship. I don't know if I could, what I'm gonna do. But we've all been through those breakups, and we've moved on, you know. And with skateboarding and me and Torey being on brands that we kind of put, you know, that second chance. Like I invested so much time at Dwindle. You invested a lot of time with Plan B. It was scary. And when Torey would pitch this, it's always sounded like yes, but then we're always like, oh shit, like, but
I'm about to
know,
give
what
the-
if
yeah,
what
this
if
is
this
a-
doesn't work? But
I mean, there could be 1,000 what ifs.
Yeah.
Right.
but that change gets you so fired up. And when it finally happened, I remember just feeling, man, took a deep breath, and I was just like, I remember just being so hyped and just
Yeah.
like, this
What
is-
was the initial thing that you're like, okay, we're actually doing this? Like, it was that you said you talked about it for a couple years, right?
Yeah.
What was that? What happened to make it really go down?
I think it just needed to happen, and Torey made it like, just let's do this, and Torey ended up finally, I think, quitting and telling them.
Yeah.
And I was like, well,
Here we go. Did you have to call Rodney? Did you talk to Rodney about it?
I talked to Rodney about it, and Rodney was fully supported.
That's amazing.
Because Rodney was just like how, you know, he was as supportive as like when Torey got on Almost too, and I was just like, you know, do whatever you need to do.
Right.
And Rodney's doing so many other things. Like, he just wants to see me happy. He doesn't care what I do as long as it's the right thing for me.
I love that.
So, you know, Rodney's my person. Like, was always my big brother, my guardian angel. Was always looking out for me.
Sick.
And like bringing me in and making sure when people talk shit to tell me like, don't even worry about that stuff. Like, it's just gonna pan over. It's gonna go over your head. You're gonna look at those guys and go, where are you guys at now? He's always telling me certain things, you know. And
It was the exact same vibe when I left Almost, you know. It's like
Yeah.
you just wanted to see me happy and make
Yeah.
sure that where I was going, that like, you know, I was gonna be taken care of, and
Torey just deserved, like,
you know,
anybody who's doing what they love, they just deserve to go wherever they need to be to, like, you know, become who exactly they want to become, you know.
Yeah.
So
He was good.
I mean, I was bummed out. I was like, damn.
Yeah.
I was bummed out too. It's the hardest thing I've done in my life.
Behind closed doors, I was like, bro, I'm like, fuck that, Torey, you're no.
Did you see it coming when Torey was leaving for Plan B?
Torey, I think he had told me too that, you know, and you know, Plan B was blowing up.
Yeah.
And it was like a good place for Torey to be. There was a lot of eyes on that brand, Torey, you know, so it was good.
It was a revival of.
Yeah, and it was probably an honor too to have like guys like Danny Way and them saying like, hey, get in here, like get in with us. And Torey probably, you know, he got that same hype of just that moment, that next little change like we talked about.
Yep.
And so, you know.
Was Rodney like a great advice giver? Would you like turn to him
Yeah.
for like different things?
He was. I feel like a lot of people on the team, everybody knew Rodney different, in different ways. You know what I mean?
Interesting.
Everybody had different relationships with him. For me, he's the one who found me. So I feel like for who I was to him, I was like this kid he found, and he didn't want to like let me down as well. Like
Right.
bringing me in, and he's like, I hope this kid kind of can make it. Because you know what I mean? It's like taking me out of like my nest, and it's like, well, I don't know what your mom would have done, but I'm going to take you and put you into this thing and let you just do what you want to do.
Go fly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
And you know, like I said at the beginning, people were hating on me. Like,
Really?
well, just, you know, you got to think about like some of these heavy hitter pros that were like all on that world camp back then, and they just see this kid, and I was very confused.
Well, I think it was also threatening too.
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
threatening.
No, remember I had Z-rollers.
Yeah.
What is this guy gonna
Well, they
do?
were picking
Roll
out.
out
They
some
had
dough?
to, they had to pick out something to make fun of,
You know,
right?
yeah.
Here comes this kid. I mean, you were so good. I mean, Love
I
Child.
wasn't even that. I wasn't even that. I just was
Bro.
confused. I was like, I
Don't-
would skate flat. I would do all these weird little things, and people would be like, I was like little extra guy. Oh, I gotta throw in a little extra, shove it. You know what I mean? And I think back then, skating was just so like, you know, there's you know all the different types of skating now. Like kickflip, big kickflip, smash down the hill. How nice that looks.
Sure.
And then you see somebody do a kickflip crooks, nollie flip. You're like, that's tech, and it looks nice too. So back then it was like that big kickflip and thing, and I came in and I was doing my little shove it, revert, and they're like, the hell's that?
Yeah, but dude, you're also in your head. We're all in our heads in
Yeah.
those moments because
True,
everything's
true.
just happening real time.
Yeah.
But dude, I remember tripping off of you at a few of these contests, like on the your trick selection. You had a bunch of different tricks, but I thought that was sick. You know, that's just me. You know what I mean? So. Anybody's perception is fucking
But that's
whatever
like
crazy.
Jerron,
It's
too.
other.
That's some real homie shit right there,
When
man.
Jerron showed up on the scene, it was pretty crazy because he had filmed some stuff, but he was skating for a reel back in the days.
Yep. Yep.
And then he had got persuaded. He ended up getting on blind, but he was doing big flip front nose at this McKinley spot. He did
Big flip front nose?
Yeah.
What?
Dude, you got to get this sock tape, dude. Sock.
Big
Yeah.
flip
I'm
front
gonna
nose?
stress it
Back in the
again.
days, we're like, what?
Dude,
Damn.
That's amazing.
Yeah, he was doing all this stuff, those imperial little baby hubbas.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think Jerron did, God, I don't know, you did a bunch
We
of
had
stuff.
fun on those little
Yeah.
things, but dude,
But
we were
Jer-
all pushing each
yeah.
other at that time.
But Jerron was ahead of his time too, so it was fun to see that. And so Jerron saying that about me, that gets me, you know,
Yeah.
that gets my ego up. But you know what I mean? Because I was looking at him like, oh, this new generation's gonna take over, and it's like you always, like nowadays, you know, I'm so much older now. I don't think like that anymore. I see
Yeah.
progression, and it's insane. And I don't
Totally.
think like, oh my god. All I think is like, wow, skateboarding is progressing. And I love it, and I love watching it. And it's insane.
It's come
crazy.
such a
Yeah.
long way, bro.
Yeah, it's come such a long way.
But you trip out back then too. Oh, you're talking about those little hubbas. Rick Howard, fakie fronts and foot back 5-0.
Yeah.
You're like, I've never seen anyone do that to this day.
Totally.
Right.
How incredible
Yeah.
skateboarding was back then
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
But
It was moving so fast.
yeah,
Really.
Yeah, it's moving so
Daily.
fast. But it's funny because the only thing that embeds in my mind at Imperial is because our buddy Matt Schneider would always skate there naked.
Dude.
And we were like, yo, Imperial Boulevard was so much traffic.
Yeah.
And this dude would skate
Here's
on
this
that
naked
boulevard
dude.
naked. And I was like, but that dude was so amazing.
He's great.
What a good character, like a good person we had around us.
Oh
to
my
just kinda
God.
show us how much fun skateboarding can be and how serious it doesn't have to be.
I was
Straight
surprised he
up.
never ended up on like a world company. I thought he was for sure gonna.
He was with Planet
Planet
Earth.
Earth,
Yeah.
Planet Earth.
2 parts in one fucking video.
yeah. Matt Schneider. Did you know Matt?
No.
Oh, he's
Well, now he's like hangs out with Mike Mo all the time.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's amazing.
I
crew.
didn't. I mean, I know.
You know of him now.
I know of
Oh,
him now, but I
yeah.
didn't know
There's
that
some other
back
stories,
in the
but I'm
day.
not gonna
like,
put him
that's-
on blast.
Hey, switchback
rad.
heel, nose grind revert.
Yep.
Yeah.
Down the little
Down the
hubba.
little
I
Imperial.
didn't know that. Like,
And
he-
Matt Schneider always had this
he's doing it
thing,
like
like
that.
before you do a trick,
was
he'd always
good.
do like this thing with his hands, like, oh, I'm gonna do it, boom.
He did.
So cool.
I just forgot about that. Holy
Remember that
shit.
he did this like,
Yeah.
thing with his
Yeah,
hands?
yeah.
It was cool.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
Well, but since we're on the thank you
That's cool.
stuff, what was the because you guys just released this Jerron Wilson duck board. You know, Jerron, he loves ducks.
Yeah, I do.
Real
He's a
shit.
big,
Real
big
shit.
duck fan.
As you know.
Yeah. I mean, Jerron Wilson guest model for Thank
love
You.
it.
You
I
know,
love
paying
it.
paying homage to Jerron.
And that's
you
why I
know,
was
let's
talking
turn the
so-
tables.
telling you about what Jerron's done and how long he's been in this industry. He's an OG.
Hell
And
yeah.
Some of the newer kids, they might not know their history, but I mean, I was there watching Jerron as a kid.
I appreciate you guys.
Yeah,
know what I
I mean, don't take it from us. Take it from Jerron.
I
You know,
know,
and
I
talk
know,
about
for
it,
real.
dude. Let's hear about it. What's going on with this?
Well, you're putting me on the spot. Again, thank you guys for even coming up with this guest model.
That's all Torey, though.
It randomly
But
happened.
I backed it 100%. I was like so hyped.
So rad, man.
Yeah.
Randomly, this guy, I forget his name in the moment. That's so lame. I think it's AJ White. Maybe not. Anyways.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So he did this graphic, and I was just like mind blown. It's a legendary Tony Hawk graphic that, if you've seen that Tony Hawk graphic, you know exactly where it's come from. So, long story short, Torey commented on, like, let's make this board on his post. And I was just like, wow, okay.
But
let's do it.
why did you get the inspiration for that though?
I don't remember any of this.
That's why you told him to talk about it.
That's
I don't
amazing.
know how this came about, but you tell
Yeah,
me.
he commented on the post, and I was just like, all right, let's do it. And then it pretty much started happening. And he reached out to the dude and got the graphic and went
So sick.
from
But
there.
the reason why it's a duck is because on the experience show, we're talking about ducks, and you were like, I love ducks, real shit.
Oh, where that came from?
Yeah.
Yes, that definitely came from the experience, and randomly came up that I wanted to have a duck pond in my backyard, like kind of like you envisioning these
Yeah.
these scenarios, and that's always been one of my dreams to have a little duck pond.
Isn't that
you know?
crazy? Like those little dreams?
Yeah.
But wait a minute. Can we just say something too? On your Instagram story recently, there was a duck in your yard.
Yes, and that happened on the day that we actually released the board. Dude, randomly, two ducks, actually 3 ducks, just randomly landed in my yard. And then who called me that day and said, yeah, dude, I had random.
We went
Aaron
back
Meza.
and had 'em dropped
So
off.
Aaron Meza was like, yeah, they were flying over my house, and his house is in Burbank. So I'm like, I guess there was a bunch of ducks flying out that day.
Duck day.
Because they've never been in your yard before.
Never.
ever.
I've been living there for damn near 20 years. Never had I had ducks land in the yard. So the timing was epic. I couldn't believe it.
That is wild.
It really-
Daewon drove by and threw him out of his car.
That's exactly what I said when I was filming. I was like, dude, who dropped these ducks off?
You thought they were fake.
Straight up.
Just
I'm
fake
like,
ducks in the yard.
Yeah. I'm like, this can't be real because
Hey,
again,
fake ducks, we use like a fishing line to pull them away. You're like, they're fake. No way, fucking crazy. But
They didn't even use
These
their
things I
wings.
saw.
They just like, this God, what up?
these two happened to stay. They stayed.
So,
But very cool, man.
Another just like random coincidence too is like me and Jerron both didn't even notice that in that like the original artwork, like it said "Thank You" on the board and 9 Club on the board.
Yes.
Wait,
It had a 9 and a thank you.
Neither of
Wow.
us even noticed that
on the original artwork.
Yep.
Yeah. So it was kind of meant to be, and then
That's crazy.
and then that's
wild.
kind of how it came about too. That like, oh, we're gonna do an exclusive.
Here's a close up, real quick.
Yeah, there we go.
Because a 9.
So
and
that's
then
the
Thank
original.
You.
That's where things
Yeah.
started.
Right.
Which, yeah, I mean,
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
you can even see that it dates.
So
back
it just happened to happen.
2022.
It just happened to be that, dude. That's what's like so
That duck
crazy.
story is insane. That's amazing, John.
Yeah.
So random.
I love how
man.
something can just talked about and then randomly this all of this just happened because of you just talking about something.
Yeah, and it wasn't like something we just manifest. It just
Yeah.
like it just happened.
And
You know
someone
what I
took
mean?
that and created something,
Yeah.
and then you guys see it and go.
And then it all just connected, and
Yeah.
Yep.
you know, and even to you know really splash it out in your face. We're like, we got to do a 9 Club exclusive colorway for it,
Which is the
that's-
gold one,
That's what we
right?
have. We got the 9 Club exclusive
Jerron's
gold.
got it right there.
You know, it's got the
Yeah.
9 on the board.
Yeah.
When we first went out skating with Jerron too, everything was switch. Switch 3, flip down to 3, switch back 180 off the curve. Everything was just like that's what made us think like, okay, he's ahead of us. I think he's ahead of us because everything's just switched. So he's moved on to the next stance. So it's cool. It's cool watching all that.
It was a
When
fun
did you
time,
guys-
man.
Switch detoured a lot of people, I think.
Yeah.
Isn't that why?
Oh, yeah.
Tim
When did
Gavin,
Tim Gavin quit skating.
Big
yeah.
part of it,
I'm sure
for
a lot of
sure.
other people too.
When did
Yeah.
you guys meet each other? Daewon and Jerron.
I think mine first. For some reason, I'd like to say the YMCA contest. Do you remember
yeah, maybe.
that?
I think so. But we had. When was it when we went to that? When we were in Santa Barbara.
The all night skate jam.
Yeah.
So that was
and we were doing the all night skate jam.
yeah.
Wait,
And then-
it was Daewon there when
He
you
was
went back to
there.
the.
Yeah, and I had got in the bed with the little fucking underwear. Yeah.
The story is amazing. Anybody that hasn't heard the story,
And Jerron was in there, and he was like, "Schnurf." He was doing the. Remember? It was
Oh,
like some
yeah, the
schnurf,
Lion-O.
schnurf.
Yeah,
everybody
that
was.
was,
He was making like some Thundercat noise and. they were like,
Snarf, snarf.
well, because
Yeah.
you were at the skate.
I
For people who
forgot about that.
don't know the story, you were at the skate jam, Powell Skate Zone.
Yep.
And you went there with your buddies, and then all these guys, the world guys, were like, "Yo, come back to our
Come back to
place."
San Barrel. It's
San
like,
Barrel's-
you know, a little vacation house over here in Santa Barbara. And I was like, I came with my boys, but let me go ask them. Let me go talk, make this mellow. And,
Right.
I went to go talk to Weston and my boy Julian and a couple other guys. And I was just like, hey, dude, like, I have a cool opportunity to go like kick it with these guys. And, I'm sorry, but like, I got to do this.
Right.
So I abandoned ship, and then I went, went with these guys, and man, that was probably the best decision of my life.
100%, 100%. And that's
1000%.
funny. You were there.
Yeah,
You were there.
I was there.
Huh.
Crazy.
Fun time. But that was
And that's before I even got to see him skate. So it was crazy. But I was just like, this kid is probably. I know he rips. I could just tell by the way he snarfs.
Snarf. I totally forgot about that. Holy shit, man.
It was like all night, like snarf, snarf. And I was like, it's just in my mind.
That is fun.
Wow. Yeah, those are moments, man.
That's crazy.
Well, what's cool about this whole collab is that you three specifically have know each other for a long time.
No,
Yeah,
we
totally.
all have
So-
so much history together.
Dude,
we all
my-
rode for the
it's
same
crazy.
team
My-
forever.
My dad used to drop me off at Jerron's house before we go on DVS trips.
Yeah.
Me and Jerron would go to the
wow.
airport together.
So
That's
amazing,
so crazy,
man.
you know.
Yeah.
And it's cool. It's like it's all family. I swear.
We've had a lot of great moments,
Yeah.
man. It's been
And
very
time
cool.
does fly, as people say, but like, I mean, it's still
So do
there's so
ducks.
much time
Or do
between
they?
that, though. Yeah, ducks do fly too.
A little bit.
Except the ones we pulled with the string.
I know.
Get them out of there.
They
So
bamboozled me.
how many of these boards do you guys make? Is it like a limited amount, or how can we get these? How can people buy these boards?
So the Jerron, the blue, the original colorway
The
of
one right in the center there. Yeah.
Those are in shops now.
Okay.
Yeah, we got the shaped model, revised OG Tony Hawk shape. It's got a whole skatable nose. We revised the whole shape, 9-inch. That is available as well.
That one turned out so
exclusive
sick.
shops. But the 9 Club exclusive colorway is the gold foil, which is
gold letters.
limited 100 available. It's available now on the site.
Okay.
Thank you, skateco.com.
Man, I gotta get.
So-
I gotta get
Jerron
one of those.
signing
Only
those?
100.
You signing those, Jerron?
I'm gonna sign all of them.
Oh shit!
You sign all 100.
Oh
All
shit!
of them.
Well, hold those orders. Hold those orders. We're gonna.
So it's limited. It's 100. I'm hand producing all of them myself.
yeah.
That's what I do. And then those other colorways you see up there are all unreleased. Those aren't coming out. Those are just one-offs.
Wow. One-offs.
So we'll decide now
What to
how
do. Okay.
those are
Oh,
going to
right
get
now?
divvied
I'll
up.
take
Yeah,
one.
think-
I'm sure.
I'll have
Roger-
one.
I'll have one.
Daewon will
please.
take one.
Everybody will have one.
so
Around for everybody.
They're all
I
spoken
think,
for.
I think Jerron's gonna decide.
Yeah,
Whoever
let him decide.
whoever
yeah.
purchases the Gold 9 Club exclusive will get
Ooh, maybe
just
get a little special.
a bonus one of
Oh,
one
that's
There
actually
you
pretty
go.
cool. Yeah,
with their order
I like
on the
that.
house.
I like
love
that.
it. I love
So
it.
that's what that is right there, and you definitely, it's all about paying homage to Jerron. It's all about
I love
Jerron
it.
for this
Oh, man.
one.
Thank
love
you
it.
guys.
Like I
man.
said,
Really.
Ron's given skateboarding a lot. There's a lot of people in this room.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
Everybody in this
100%.
room is giving so much to skateboarding. Even though, if you date it back, you want to look at some history. Anybody out there, you look at everybody's history in this room. Everybody's been in this for so long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, for sure. For
Yeah.
sure. I mean, you guys, I was looking at both of you guys
Yeah.
when I was growing. I was like, damn, Jerron was, because that was my world. My world was world plan B. Like I wasn't following anything outside. I would see East Coast videos. I would see all this
Yeah.
other stuff, but because I was around this area too. So I would
it's
see
just where we
everybody.
grew up, yeah.
Right. And so seeing Daewon and then actually being able to like skate with them.
Yeah.
Becoming friends with Daniel Castillo, and he was my first sponsor.
Yeah.
He would give me
That's so sick.
girl stuff, and then skating with you, going to King's Hawaiian afterwards. For
I
the-
skated with Kelly at that one day, randomly at that weird school. Remember?
It was like a table school.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And there was one of the tables without seats.
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
got to skate with you. I was like, yeah, this dude got.
Was this,
I was tripping that day. I remember it was like, I think Barrow was there too.
Yeah, it was just random.
I was
too.
so random, but I was
Yeah.
like super. I was one of the first times I actually because I was trying to go out and skate and meet, not meet people, just go out and do
Yeah,
the thing
yeah,
like
of
we
course.
always do. And I remember just coming across and seeing you guys, and I was super cool.
But I
to
knew
meet
who
you
he
that
was already too. Because
Yeah,
I've seen
yeah.
all his parts and stuff, so it's cool.
thanks.
Here's a little Dubs.
Oh.
Dubs footage. Finally, an FTC video.
This was crazy because all this footage that we've been filming just in LA, it just got tossed over to fucking
And that
to
line on
Aaron.
that line on the bricks, we used to call it mini EMB.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wait, where was that?
That's just in Redondo. And
Redondo.
It's right
It's
above.
Redondo- right by Redondo
Oh,
Pier.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
right
yeah.
above the pier, and now
Okay.
if you stand up there, you can see the new skate park they put on the pier.
Oh,
Yeah.
Got you.
Oh.
Got you.
That's
That-
right by the spot where you had your birthday party, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Not too far.
Oh, what? I didn't get invited.
Did you? Uh-oh.
You didn't.
Don't make him
Do you
mad,
play?
bro.
Wait, do you play poker?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Oh, dude, you're
I'm
there
joking.
next. You're there next time.
Daewon
Not
got,
that you
Daewon
didn't
got
have to
invited,
play.
dude.
I know I'm playing. I think you invited me.
See,
Was the table where you saw Kelly? Was that in your table days when you were putting
Yeah.
the tables
Yeah,
downstairs?
that's when I
and-
was like, that's when tables felt small to me. Now, damn, them tables kind of feel big.
I mean, you took the thing that I love about your skating today is like you took the table thing and ran with it. I mean, you're
Straight
putting
up.
80 tables down some shit and those one sliding. You know what I mean? Like you're
Probably
always
like 40, but
Dude, no
80's
one
like-
else has done that.
but
no one else has done that.
You're always like innovating.
I think I was just
and like,
desperate.
Oh,
And plus, when you
dude.
put the tables downstairs, it made it lower. So I was like, hell
Yeah,
yeah.
You're still skating.
Jesus
You're still
Christ, I was
skating
actually
tables
cheating.
through roof gaps, right?
I was cheating.
No.
Daewon's got some tables through roof gaps.
Oh,
Oh,
Aren't you
yeah.
always sitting on right now?
The bench.
that-
Kenter School. We always go
Oh,
up there.
am I sitting on any table footage? No. No. God, man, I gotta.
Wait, what?
you've been there, done that. You did come on.
You put tables on top of tables to make like bank
Yeah.
to tables.
Yeah,
Exactly.
dude.
On roofs.
I was desperate.
What did you do? What did you do after you were done with those? Did you just leave the tables there like that?
That's the question too, and I always feel like, since I'm on camera too, I'm always like, I want to say I'll put them back, but I did try to put as many back as I could. But at the end of like me skating,
session.
Yeah.
I was so done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, how are you
And
gonna
then-
move these
so
tables?
they
we always joke like that somebody would come in and be like, "Who the hell
yeah.
built this?"
The janitor
Yeah,
comes in.
who
like,
the hell? Oh my
And
god!
Aliens.
as me with kids, and I think about just a janitor in general, my kids eating on like a waxed up bench and stuff. I'm like, damn.
Wait,
Like,
we got to play some of this stuff.
I really got paid.
look at this.
down.
Wait. Hold on. Inward heel.
And we're here blind.
Look at this. You were going
goodness,
crazy
bro.
with the tables, man.
Oh, this is Rodney versus Daewon too, right?
oh yeah, part two.
Yeah.
Chasing.
Hey, who won? You think?
Nuts.
Who do you think won?
I think Rodney won, of course. He's OG. You have to always give it to the people.
Look at this
who-
right here.
Well, I mean, that's
You got to give it to
unbelievable.
like the person who brought you into, like, come on.
No, I mean you guys both. I remember going. This is one of the first premieres I ever
This is
went
right
to.
here. This is up the street.
Look
It
at
is.
that,
It is.
Loyola.
It is.
It ain't up the street.
No, but it's
it's-
close.
Inward heel blunt.
Yeah, little 5-stair line.
And now look at you. You're taking wheels off in a line and
Oh,
putting them back
God.
on. You
Just
know.
out here embarrassing myself. I love
that
it.
Yeah,
right
stuff
there.
like that. I'm like,
That
what are you-
setup
That's
is
dude.
incredible.
Imagine getting that. I think I tied them all with like a what do you call it?
Schools don't even
Zip
have
ties as
picnic
well.
tables
So the
that
janitor
to
really had it
offer.
bad.
You're the reason why
Yeah.
they're all bolted down
That's
to the
damn
schools.
true.
now.
You know how
Say
hard
that.
you know how
Chain
hard it
down.
was. I think I am the
How
reason
did
they
you get
both
the
started-
table on the roof?
We used
Daewon?
ropes.
Oh, you
pulled
hoisted
it
them
up.
up?
I was benching like 250 back then. Hell no, I
That's like
wish.
3 tables.
Yeah. Imagine just
Yeah, how did you get the tables up on the roof,
We used
dude?
ropes. We used
To,
ropes.
to pull it up.
Oh, some
okay.
of those
Harness up.
Some
Yeah.
of those pictures, if you got to see it with me and Sock and everybody just trying to get
Dude.
them up, probably hilarious. And I bet you the neighbors are looking at us like, look at these idiots.
Yeah.
God.
What are they doing? They're high.
That's so funny though, because like it's not like you're breaking in to steal them. You're
Yeah.
just breaking in to move
Make-
them around.
Yeah.
They're making. He's making art.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Imagine the janitor. It's like 1, 2, 3.
How many
there's
tables
6
is that?
Tables, but I don't see any more tables. And they're
That's
Yeah,
gotta-
oh,
on the roof. They're on the roof.
That's like a practical joke. They're
Too
probably thinking,
funny,
"Are these
dude.
kids just playing jokes on us?"
Yeah.
And this is like I dedicated to my mom after she had.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, there you
Kid
go.
knows one.
It's crazy. She passed when she was 46. She was so
Wow.
young.
Oh man.
So,
Wow.
But so that part meant a lot to me.
Sure.
I guess, or I don't know. It meant a lot to me just trying to be able to skate. I remember filming that kickflip nose blunt in there from the gaps the day after my mom's funeral.
Really?
I mean, no, the same day as my
The
mom's
same day.
funeral.
way.
Wow.
Damn,
Wow.
Because I just felt like, you know what I mean? Like it was just like, and then I just went there and was like,
Damn.
got a trick, you know what I mean? I don't even think I told anybody though that day. I
That's
told him later. I told
Huh.
Sock later maybe. But
Wow.
it's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah.
Man. So you guys, you've
I
been
didn't even try to bring the mood.
No,
I wasn't trying to dampen
no,
the
it's,
mood.
it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you've been with a good video, Cheese and Crackers and Rodney versus Daewon, and you've
How was like
you're just doing some cool stuff.
the Rodney
dude.
versus Daewon? What was the initial like the first one come out? Who they were like, all right, we're gonna make this video Rodney versus Daewon. Was that like? And then everyone else had parts in the middle, but like
I think it was actually kind of like Rocco and Rodney just saying to themselves, because me and Rodney we would film so much, we
Yeah.
had so much
You
footage,
guys
Yeah.
hype it off each
and
other.
then nobody else was like kind of quite ready, and we're like, and then because Rodney being kind of a mentor for me and kind of bring me in, Rodney had pitched the idea, and I was always thinking to myself like, I don't know about that. I was like kind of shook, like,
Yeah.
whoa, Rodney versus Daewon, but. I ended up, we ended up just doing it and ended up panning out pretty good for us.
Yeah.
And this was after everybody bounced.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
But it's also, I think, to kind of generate like a hype type of thing. Like, not that
Yeah.
it's a real like versus Daewon and
Yeah.
right, you know what I mean? It's just like
It was
kind
more
of
like just trying to create some sort of like Drone says, like a hype.
Yeah.
Because most people that knew me and Rodney, they knew we're as close as you can get. Whoa, not as close as you can get. We're close friends.
yeah.
Close as you could get.
No, we're close friends. I mean, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I think being so close, it made it possible for us to do that and not really care.
Yeah.
Right.
But then it's funny because as we started filming, Rodney would like get clips of little clips of my footage. Sock would show him, and I would see Rodney's, and we would
Oh, so
start.
motivate each other.
We
bit
would
of-
almost start kind of like trying to outdo, or
Yeah.
and we'd have similarities. But come on, it's Rodney Mullen.
For
Yeah.
sure.
Me to have the opportunity to even just have my name next to his is a verse. That was just like that was an honor in itself.
Sure.
So
No, you guys are both sparking each other. Like,
then round two
damn.
came along, got a little more serious.
Yeah.
Okay, round 2. Okay.
Then round three.
Round
Rodney was-
3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we're like, I don't know, like this.
I'm gonna have to do this final round pretty
We
soon.
need to do the final round. Well, just like those, just like movies, man. When you start going, it's like
Yeah.
it's played out.
Yeah.
How many
But people
how
like
many Fast and the Furious is they do? You like that?
True,
film?
true.
They
But
still
people love
rocking
it though.
though,
People
yeah.
love it.
But
Sure.
people do love it.
People
yeah.
love it.
Totally.
Yeah.
Well,
if,
it was
if it's done right.
it was good. It was kind of hard to compare you guys. That was the funny thing because he did. You guys did different tricks and
Yeah.
different styles. Like you're skating tables and crazy stuff. He still skates some tables, but he's getting super tech and like doing a lot, especially in the first
I
one.
mean, this is the first one.
He's doing a lot of like
That
flat
spot was
ground
so
type-
good, dude.
Oh, I love the Xerox bench.
Xerox
it was so
bench, yeah.
good.
Where was that? That was
At,
Near World.
Yeah.
Damn, I banked. You didn't care if you banked back then. You're like, oh, let's just bounce. we got the clip.
We got it. We got
We're
it.
good, dude.
Look
I
at-
always loved that
Oh, look
clip.
at this part.
Trade
That
flip.
wasn't actually a make, but
What do you mean it wasn't?
because
a
I
make?
fell against the fence. But it's
Oh,
all
I see what
good.
you're saying.
I always got hyped
You
in that
rode
clip
for days.
because of
I did.
whoever
Yeah, I
screamed in the
did.
background was like super hyped.
You guys know damn well who the winner was, but it wasn't about that. You know what I'm saying?
That's the way of getting my back. But
right.
when he says that, he knows he's talking about Rodney. I literally.
He didn't even
Well,
say
he's
it.
skating handrails.
Yeah.
Dude. I mean, you know.
Rodney,
shove back nose
Rodney
grind.
skated the rails in here.
Bro, he did.
That,
Yeah.
that
It's
clip
impressive.
of Mike Mo breaking his shit at
Yeah.
San Marcos, that
Ooh.
one messes me up. Ooh.
Oh.
I love watching things like that.
Do you?
Yeah.
I cannot watch that.
Kids love it too, man. I mean, dude, that's what puts you on the map. They remember that the most.
That's true.
You know,
That's
I
so
remember
crazy.
going to on so many trips, and then kids coming up to Mike Mo like talking about that clip where he broke his wrist,
Oh yeah.
and I was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
damn,
Well, that's like
that one really
that's like
put
me.
him on the map.
I don't get
you
no
know?
word on my hard flip, but I get a lot about the wheel coming in, the switching the wheel thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, what are you doing?
That's
Like, are you
gnarly.
just? Are you? What are you? Are you? I mean, you're getting creative, right? It's
I'm just
Instagram
having-
stuff.
I'm
and-
just having fun.
Yeah.
I'm having fun. I mean,
But it's really people love that stuff,
Fuck
dude.
yeah.
people
It's-
love it. And the thing is like there's a mixture between like the people who really just they're skateboarding, they're trying to progress, and there's you got a lot of people watching you too that really don't skate.
Sure.
And they're just following you because they're just interested. They're curious.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
And you got to definitely say thanks to them too as well, because I mean they're still
100%.
and they're still like they support you. They carry your name somewhere. They're like, I don't skate, but if I do, I back Daewon or something. And you're like,
For
that's
sure.
cool. You got like a little group of people that support you even though they don't skate. And just
Totally.
like any of us, how a lot of us support sports and
Yeah.
we're for one team and stuff like that. People get like that too with skaters. It's
For
crazy,
sure.
Oh,
you know.
yeah.
And you gotta you gotta feel privileged and just kind of honored that even happens. And
Definitely.
just anybody who comes up to me when I'm somewhere like with my kids or I'm at Disneyland or I'm just at a park and they come up to me and say, "Hey, Daewon," like, and they say thanks. They say thanks for like everything you do.
Yeah.
It like makes me feel so. I'm like, wow, you know what I mean?
For
It's
sure.
an
Yeah,
honor.
yeah.
No,
sure.
you embrace it really
You know
well,
what I mean?
bro.
They don't need to say that stuff, and I'm no different from anyone else. Just like any of us is, you know, we just, you know, we do what we do, and if somebody
Right.
can acknowledge that and respect what you do, it's definitely like a special moment. You know what
For
I mean?
sure.
Yeah.
People who think that they're just better than everybody else, that's just sad.
Yeah.
Yeah,
no,
for
gosh,
sure,
bro.
definitely.
Dude, I was going through immigration coming home from Japan at LAX the other day,
Uh-huh.
and the cop was like, "Hey man, welcome back, dude. Like, been a fan for a while."
No way.
And he was like, he was like, "Hey, dude, tell Daewon I said what's up."
Yeah, right.
Channel streets are local.
Oh,
and I was
that's
like,
sick.
"Oh, dude, hell yeah, that's tight." He's like,
Get
"Yeah,
you out of trouble too.
Yeah, sometimes, right?
I've been to a lot of spots
it's
where
pretty
it's
cool,
kinda
man."
like,
Like,
you know, gang infested, and like people will roll up and be like, "Oh shit, like we're about to jack all these
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
you and
Yeah.
all these boys." But like, what's up, Daewon?
Yeah.
Like,
Wow.
what's
That's
up?
sick.
I'm like, hell yeah,
That
thank God.
definitely-
Daewon been in the
man.
game, you know,
Yeah.
paid
yeah.
his dues.
That's rad. I mean, yeah, you've been at day one. Listen, we're OG, double, triple OGs, bro.
Phew.
Come on now,
that.
quadruple.
I don't want to put no age on it. No.
Gotta
And
give
even
him his flowers.
no days off either. You're filming
No,
shit in the
no.
Listen,
I
you're
got a lot
filming
of days
stuff in the rain and stuff.
Oh.
Like, come on, man. You got an
These are all-
umbrella and
these are all-
everything.
You got the
are all-
You got
umbrella.
the
dude.
umbrella. You're doing
Little
your,
rubber ducky.
I love it.
Oh
though.
God,
I love it.
these are all desperate,
I love it.
The best one was
desperate moments of trying to get some sort
It's
of
all
attention.
it's all organic. It's all organic.
Here's my umbrella.
What was the one where it landed in the coffee cup? There was
Oh, that was an old one.
That's
That was like
old,
when like it was just it was like when Instagram first started. And I was like using perspective with like a coffee cup.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
And
But
it's
I think what was awesome about Instagram is that it opened skateboarding a little more to be creative and like us to put out our own content
Yeah.
and not have to do a specific way. Or like, cool, I have to film this to put it over there in that video. It's like,
well, for so long I was like anti, no Facebook. I didn't want none of that stuff. I was like, why do people even use this? Like, I don't want none of that. No
Yeah.
social media type things. You know what I mean? I was that dude. Like,
Yeah.
You know, like saying like, no, I'm not gonna use that. I'm not gonna use that. I'm not gonna use that. You guys go ahead and tweet something. You guys go ahead and put something on Facebook. Let them know what you had for dinner. All these things, but
yeah.
I was so against that, but through time, I had noticed, like, that, you know, my friend would show, he would always be doing this thing, and then he shot a photo of somebody. He's like, "Yeah, I'm going to get you on the popular page." I'm like, what does that even mean?
Yeah.
What does that mean? And that was at the beginning of
Yeah, it
Instagram.
was definitely.
And then I think it was Daniel. Or
Everybody was getting on the
Daniel
Oh,
popular page.
shot
yeah.
a photo of John, DJ Runaway, and was like, and then it was like a 5-0 down the scene. He's like, "Look, you're on the popular page." John was like, "Well," I was like, "What is that? What are you doing?"
Yeah.
He's like, "It's just Instagram." And then Cooper Will even showed me the same thing. And I'm like, "What is this?" He goes, "You don't have to say nothing. Just shoot a photo and post it."
Right.
I was like, "All right. I mean, that sounds like my style. Like,
Better.
Yeah.
just don't want to say nothing. Just post something."
Yeah, I could deal
and
with
hope.
this.
So I remember starting to post weird stuff. Like I found a magazine, and I was like, damn, this lady, she's walking across the street with an umbrella. She looks like she was doing a 3-flip. So I was like, what? So I took a cutout of a skateboard, I put it under her, and she looked like she was doing a skateboard. And I posted it. And I was just like, I mean, there it's posted. And I had no
Popular page.
followers.
Yeah.
I had no followers, but through time, you got like one. I was like, where does this come from? How did they know I posted this? And through time, and then Mike Mo had posted me like Daewon has an Instagram, and then I seen my
Oh,
Instagram,
there you go.
Yeah.
I seen my Instagram go up, and I was
Spiked.
like, what is this? And then all of a sudden, I started communicating, and people were like, yo, I used to have your Deca board, and I was like, what? That's so sick. Like communicating with, getting to talk to people from around the world that never get a chance to just tell
Totally.
me, I rode your board,
Yeah.
or I had this, or I met you 14 years ago over here,
And it means so much to
and
them, bro.
and then when I was responding to him, I was like, wow, this is crazy. This is, and I started, I gradually started getting more into it. And I was like, this is a good place for me to just kind of be yourself and not really worry about getting like a switch nose grind.
Yeah.
I just cut out a piece of magazine and be like, there you go.
I'm on the popular page now.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you
So-
do a good job. You do a really good
Definitely,
job. I think
bro.
a lot of people,
And of
it's hard for me to post stuff.
Yeah, and there was a window where I was just doing kind of silly things, and people like I feel like my peers are kind of like, "What's up with Daewon? Like no switch heel nose grinds, but like this weird, like he's rolling around in an office chair," and I'm just like, I'm just having fun.
Yeah.
I'm just
Yeah.
like I'm at a skate park. I found this junk, and I'm like, watch this. It's
Yeah.
like stuff we do all the time as kids, or we do just around or friends.
Yeah.
Totally. Before
And the
we were
thing is-
before we were
Yeah.
documented.
And then now it's like, well, I'm just, it's an outlet to kind of show that side of you. And like, this is just me. Like, I'm just having fun and doing, where for a while we were just so judged on anything we did on the
Straight up.
skateboard. It was so cutthroat back
Yeah.
then.
Yeah.
100%.
It's like, I remember when like double flips are like, I don't know if you want a double flip. I remember having a whole video part and I couldn't use it because that era of like that style of skating passed. No slide crooks, no slide.
Oh.
All that footage I had, we all had like a bunch of like no slide nose grind stuff, and I had to like get rid of all that footage.
Wow.
We ended up using it
Because
in
of
like
timing.
we ended up using it in like these collaboration videos with all the footage, but through that timing I couldn't use any of it because somehow the industry said it was kind of like
Well, it's like
Yeah.
when pressure flips came in really quick and then they were out really quick.
Yeah.
Like if you had any pressure,
yeah.
later you can't use that.
Yeah,
You're-
and then even like
it's
the
over.
late flips back then, like Costume
Yeah.
would do them, and I remember us watching a part he had, and we saw a late flip, and we're like, what? Like, I don't know if you could use that. But, you know what I mean? He had that 101 part. John.
Yeah, falling down.
Yeah, and we were like, what? He did a nollie. He was at Los Feliz. so
Nollie
he did
360?
Yeah.
Yeah, late
and then
flip.
now you're just like, dude, Costume was just so good.
Totally.
He just could do everything.
Yeah.
So it was just,
True.
He did this shit dumb fast.
But we definitely were judged quick. And you got blacklisted from just anything fast if you just did one
Yeah, it's
wrong
true.
thing. So
It's true.
and skating's changed now a lot, and I think that it's just an open space for everybody to just get in there, be creative, and just be you.
Straight
Yeah.
up.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
of course, you're gonna be judged.
Yeah.
We're all judged by everything, but you just kind of have to close those judging windows and just kind of try to just
Yeah.
stick with whatever you're comfortable doing.
Yep.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
There's a lot more lanes open these days.
Yeah.
That,
For sure.
There is,
Find
and
what
it's
lane
given-
you in.
Yeah, and it's given a lot of other people opportunities that some of the industry won't let them have. So then they have other outlets to do that and to maintain it, even to survive and like have some sort of income coming in to take care of their families. So
Yeah.
you know what I mean? You just gotta let people be.
Straight up.
We got to watch this because this is the
Oh,
the wheel thing. Which is crazy, dude. I mean, have you ever tried? just try to do a manual and bend down and touch your
Yeah.
wheel.
This
Let alone
one's,
put
this one's
another
funny
wheel
because
on.
nobody brings this one up. They always bring up this judo air one where I'm in the air.
Uh-huh.
And the thing is with this one is the wheel came off, but it wasn't the first time I saw this. I saw this guy. I don't know where it came from, but he did a manual and he switched to both his wheels.
Oh,
Both
both
of them.
sides?
Yeah.
He was doing a manual forward and then he switched both his wheels. I was like, what? And then it's funny because I forgot about that and I seen Bart Simpson switch his wheels in some Simpson episode. And I was like, oh yeah. And I was like, I think I'm
But
and
he
then-
was manualing when he did it?
Yeah.
What?
He was I think he was doing like a weird one-footed manual or something. And then,
Oh, he just went that.
yeah.
Wow.
So, that kind of stuff is just all fun. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's a viral moment right
That
there.
is,
Oh,
that
for
is.
sure.
That is.
I remember De La reposted this and I was hyped.
No way.
If this is the one where I used that
Use the
Saturday
song?
song. Yeah.
Oh,
Damn.
man.
Wow.
But, you know, you get hyped on those moments. Just
Yeah,
like Dayla,
for
come
sure.
on.
You wouldn't even think that to happen. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
And that's the world we live in with Instagram, is that you never know what eyes are on it and
Yeah.
Sure.
who's seeing it.
You don't
and
know who's watching.
For me, as De La Soul, they did so much for me, my mental,
Oh,
you
straight
know,
up.
with what they were saying, and
That's really cool.
Same.
Man.
it's just really, and them reposting, I'm like, really? I never thought in my life. you know?
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
like a kid, you know, when Hasoy and meeting him, then we became friends, and De La saying, reposting it, you're like, what? So,
crazy.
These things are really happening.
and it's
yeah.
for your, you know, it's different for some people. Some people don't care. Some people really,
It's just a
they
cool.
don't really, you know. But for me, I do embrace like any small moment like that too. I'm very appreciative of, you
Yeah,
know.
dude.
Like,
For sure.
They lot reposted. Come on, man, I put so much money in all their, spent so much money buying all their
Yeah.
little
CDs,
tapes and
going to concerts.
CDs and
Totally.
How long do you think it took you to do that?
the little wheel swap.
Yeah.
That one was probably like 10 tries.
Really?
You know. The hard part is because my front truck was so wobbly. it was like it's
hard to actually get the wheel in.
Get over here. You know what I mean? It's flopping around.
Get over here, like Scorpion.
Yeah.
Get over here.
Dude,
Nah.
you guys, you guys must have fun. Is it interesting? I mean, do you guys call each other up and be like, "Yo, did you see this kid? Maybe we should put this person on. Thank you." Or
We
like,
do
you
go
guys
back and forth.
Yeah,
Dude, all the time, man. I mean, that's the thing. I'll hit Daewon up all the time about people, and like, it's good to get him to like really co-sign to ensure,
Yeah, yeah,
like, nah.
But Torey sees it firsthand too.
They're whack,
yeah.
and I'm like, oh yeah. That's right.
Not all the time.
Daewon speaks the truth. Like,
No, but who am I to judge either? You know what I mean?
Sure.
But I'm just
sure.
saying, like, maybe there's, and Tori's there firsthand watching these people in
David
person.
Reyes, Danny Yamaguchi. Yeah.
And those were all, you know, Torey found those, and Danny Hamaguchi and David Reyes, they're, you know, on top of just their skating, but their personality, who they
Yeah.
are as a person,
Yeah.
that makes a huge difference.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Big time.
I'd rather have somebody on the team that could barely kickflip with like the best attitude, let's go kick it, than some kid who can do everything is just a, you know,
Yeah.
For
just has
sure,
that
man.
Bad attitude.
You little
Right.
shithead.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm enough shitheads.
And there's a lot of those people, you know what I mean? There's a lot of people that are cocky and they don't think that they're acting like that, but you can just see it when
Yeah.
they skate, and you can just see how, you know, you can see that personality through them.
Totally.
Yeah.
And, you know, but I understand too, when they're that good, they don't even know how to act sometimes, especially in this day and age with social media and stuff, and they're getting so much hype around them
Yeah.
that they feel as though they can act however they want. And that's, you could, of course, be yourself. But I'm saying, but there's a point where you can kind of tame it down. You can kind of just.
Well, the people, they get all this attention, so they act like, hey, man, I'm the shit.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
better than everyone.
Well, and they're
Like,
getting
hey,
that attention at a young age.
Yeah.
That's another thing.
But there was a lot of people that had those attitudes back then. They got blacklisted.
Yeah,
True,
no,
true.
for
That
sure.
doesn't happen anymore.
Right.
I think that there was a time where you couldn't really be happy for yourself after you land something. That was a no-no.
Oh yeah, put your hands
Yep.
up.
Oh, yeah.
Hands go up after you do something.
You almost
People-
had to look bummed.
Everybody else puts their heads down like, oh, shit. You know what I mean? That was happening for a while.
Yeah,
Straight up.
it's still a no.
I
You
know.
know, like you.
But people, you know,
it's out
Of course,
there.
Yeah,
you're
it
proud. Of
happens.
course, you're proud of
crazy
them, but
'cause
it's
every
highly,
other
it's highly
sport-
noticed.
Every other sport, when they do that, everybody, you know, people love it.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I think skating's changed too. And if you're hyped, you're hyped. You know,
For sure.
So,
Right.
I mean, I guess it's kind of weird when you're like alone or something. Like that. Actually, it's probably better when you're
better
alone.
when you're alone.
Yeah. Ain't nobody seeing that shit.
Yeah.
It's the things they don't see when you like clip. You're like, I'm gonna clip it right here before I did that. But
Well, it's different. You wouldn't. I feel like you would do that more in a contest situation than you do in like a street situation.
but I think
Right.
contests
But
too
even then,
now.
Yeah.
no, you would have.
Yeah, contests. They just.
I seen
they
people do
work
it in the
hard.
streets too, man.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Contests, they're
oh my
working
god, I
hard.
can't believe I
Oh.
landed that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
because
like,
if you're
been trying
battling,
that
if you've
for
been
hours,
battling
of course
something
you
for a
landed
while,
it.
yeah, I mean,
And
you're
in
gonna get
contests
stoked.
too, like let them. Like
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
contests I think is
see it
fine,
now too,
but-
when they're pumped. I'm like, hell yeah, because I mean, I'd be scared as hell, so nervous to just be in front of that many people and to be able to like execute. You know, Tori's in contests all
You're a
the
lot
time.
cooler if you don't do that.
Yeah, I mean, we all know that it's like it's like frowned upon.
Yeah, of course.
But now you're like,
You gotta
yeah,
hold
whatever.
yourself back.
Yeah,
Like, even
yeah.
though that, it's
bit,
like,
You know what's the best one? Daniel Haney. Dude, I love that dude. Was
Oh,
so,
he was gnarly.
he was like pumped.
love Daniel
while he
Haney
was on-
though.
No, that's what I mean. I love Daniel Haney. And when
He, Ollie the 14
he
just
did
like
this one
man,
rail.
like,
I think there's 2 clips of Daniel Haney.
I love it, dude.
where he was in the middle
Daniel
of the
Haney
rail.
can do it.
Oh, he
and
screamed.
He was almost at the end, and he
Screamed.
was like,
That was
Yeah.
he was cheering for himself before he landed.
He
I was
owned
like,
it, but he owned it. He owned it.
He was like this at the top of the rail, like, and he would land.
That
And
had
I
to have
was
been like an arcade video or something.
It was an arcade video,
Right.
That was so sick.
Wow.
Dude, I remember in that the listen video, he had the gnarliest slams.
We hit his head on the pole.
Yeah, and he slams. He folds back and then hits his head in the pole. And you're like, it was like the worst
So
fall, and then
gnarly.
gets knocked out.
Yeah,
Basically.
it's like dong.
Yeah, yeah.
You could hear it.
Oh my God.
Dan Rail Haney, man.
Yeah.
Guy was a legend.
I
bro.
think it was ahead
Was
of his
legend.
time.
Yeah, yeah.
All the
Straight
power,
up.
He was
all
all-
the power veer hand rails that he
He was
grinded
doing the
before anyone.
gnarliest shit.
The whole arcade team.
There's a
was
lot
ahead
of those
the
guys.
time.
I feel like
Casey
people
Rigney,
forgot
Ryan
about
London.
Yeah.
Ryan London.
A bunch of those guys.
What do you think about when Bastion would do it back in the day when he?
I just saw that contest run
See,
just
love
yesterday.
it.
When Bastion
Yeah.
was
Love it,
when
dude.
Bastion did it back in the days too, as I remember, there was a time where you're like, oh damn, man, this dude, you know. But
Yeah.
then you think about it too, and it was just kind of that was his
He was
personality.
feeling
it.
He
Yeah,
was
yeah.
hyped, and he
Yes.
was hyped for himself to like have made it. And you have to look back, like I feel like maybe back then I was sitting there and judging, going, damn, like why did he's so
Yeah.
hyped.
We all
Like,
were.
Same. Yeah.
But
sure.
the thing is like, but now you look at it, it's like.
Look at what he did.
He was super hyped.
Yeah.
You know, there's times like we were saying in the streets, you land something and you just sort of like freeze up. You're like, oh my god, it's so hyped
Yeah.
right now, but I gotta play it cool.
Gotta
I don't know-
relax.
I don't know if they're panning back up to my face, and then you're like, okay,
Looking back on it though now, because I actually just saw it yesterday, it didn't seem that bad.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so nowadays, like, you'd be like, oh, well,
But
that's-
nobody was doing it
I don't
and
know.
amplified it. And
I
it
feel
was just
like,
like, oh my
I feel
god.
like
Almost
nowadays, like you have to earn that. You know, you have to be able to you have to earn being able to do that for yourself.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
like you
and doing
can't-
it in a very like humble way, if that
Not
even makes
even,
sense.
dude. I remember this
Yeah.
one time, dude. I watched Nyjah in the Japan Chimera Games contest, just completely destroyed it and
Oh,
won
yeah.
the contest. He already knew he won the contest on some Bastion shit
Yeah.
before the contest was even done. I remember he just flung his board out of the park. I'm a fucking beast, and I was watching it like. Damn right you are a fucking beast, dude. Like 100%, you deserve that celebration.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you've done it over and over. You know
Yeah.
it. We all know it.
Is that when he did the
And I
cab
love-
back nose blend on the gap
Yes.
to rail? I was
first
like,
try, never even tried it. Like,
yeah, that's insane. So,
Wow.
but
Yeah.
Some
I
people,
do
you know-
enjoy it sometimes.
Yeah.
Watching people celebrate like
I guess
that.
there's an
yeah.
appropriate time.
and that's the thing.
appropriate.
We don't know what that person's
I
going
can't
through,
do
what
that.
their where
I'll
their
look
mental's
weird
at
if I
either.
do that.
We don't
Yeah.
know what's happening at home. We don't know if like that run for them just they were able to like just release all this tension and they're like, oh,
Totally.
yes.
Totally.
I feel like Bastion was the
What-
first one that
what
it was
year-
like, oh, I understand that.
What year was that when Bastion first did the whole
I
thing
think
in the contest?
That's got to be
Like early
Early
2000s.
early
2000s?
2000s.
Were they the
Yeah.
like the Munster, the tail end of the Munster contest?
Was it a Munster contest when he did that?
I thought it was at Tampa.
And you seen Bastion lately though?
Maybe
He's
not.
ripping. He's killing it.
Yeah, dude.
Fashion's still
Still
nonstop,
ripping.
dude.
Still killing it.
That's funny,
Straight
man,
up.
because every time I land a trick, I am exhausted and just thankful that I'm like, like if I release
Yeah.
stuff like this, I'm the exact opposite.
The funniest thing
thank you.
is when we're talking about all this celebrating a trick that we landed not to. I always remember Rick Howard at when he does the
focused his board into 1,000 pieces.
focuses his board after he lands the gnarliest trick on 7th Street.
Front 1A, fakey 50 front.
Yes.
Yeah,
Sunset
yeah,
Fifth,
yeah.
But that's the feeling
Yeah.
of like that's the feeling that I would get.
Yeah.
That you're
Yeah.
talking about. It's like I am so exhausted I can't even celebrate. I'm going to stomp this board because I'm just so done and thank God.
I've
that
only
I
focused
landed
my
it.
board once in my whole.
Really?
Your whole
Yeah.
shit.
Because you were angry or because you landed a
I
trick
was
and were over?
bummed. I was bummed. And the thing is I would never get bummed either when I'm skating, when I'm filming with somebody. But and this is I'm not trying to put anybody on blast, but because he's always been on point. But I guess I think I was. It was at Dorsey, and I did switch nose wheelie, fakey 3 flip, switch Manny down,
Oh, wow, okay.
and then
Someone missed it.
somebody he missed it.
Oh.
So then I focused my board.
Who
and I-
Sock?
No.
Tim?
Haven?
DJ Runaway.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah, but it wasn't.
My guy.
He's always on point. That's
Yeah,
that's one of my best friends.
And you because you
But
wanted
I tried for so long, I guess, and then I did it, and then he said, I missed it, and I was bummed. But I wasn't bummed at him. I mean, I took so long. I would have, if I was him too, I'd have been drooping the camera too. I'd have been over it.
But that's the only board you've ever focused?
Yeah, it's the one I think I've only focused one board. I've broken one board back in the days when my second year of skating off a launch ramp, doing like a big frigid, which is like when you kick your foot off the opposite from a judo.
Yeah.
And then it broke, and it was like this old Mike Smith board.
Huh.
That was the only board I've ever broken off a launch ramp, and then
That's
focusing
right.
a board was that time.
Because I feel like there was a time. There was a time
like
when
I said,
everybody was it was
yeah.
okay to focus your boards
sure.
and throw it and temper tantrums and all that stuff.
It was very eye opening to go to EMB in like the early '90s and just to see how they were getting down.
Right.
That kind of got me to be like, damn, you can break your board. Like, all right, I'm gonna try that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I wasn't a big fan of it. I definitely did it, but I wasn't like, yeah.
It, like, I hated setting boards up. So I was like, I'm not gonna focus this board.
Focusing your board made popular was good for the board brands, though.
Hey, there
Creates
you
more
go.
sales, generates more
Yeah.
dough.
Let's bring that back, right, Torey?
You know what I'm saying?
I remember when Torey, when we were skating the barracks a bunch, I was filming my recruit, and you were filming your battle commander. I was waiting. The lights were off. I'm sitting in like the whatever where the kitchen was or something, and you tried a trick for like 4 hours, and I couldn't hear. I was just in my own zone, like not even watching because you were doing your thing. I heard the loudest boom, like I was like scared. It was you celebrating because you finally landed the trick, and you were just like you did half cab feeble to back tail to backside or. You had the backside flip out.
Flip, yeah.
But I was just like, I don't know, the way you.
Regardless the trick, even if it's something that you think is going to be easy, or you've already done it before, but it takes you that long. It's like once you're in that battle and you land it, you're like your celebration is just like
big
you
time.
just let all frustration out. You're just like, yes, just break everything right now, and it's kind of guess going along the lines of that Rick Howard. But
Yeah.
I guess my celebration's a little bit different.
No, but you work,
Because it's like
everybody works hard.
skating in a living hell, like trying to trick that long.
Yeah.
Like,
When you put 4 or 5 hours in, bro, that's
the 4 or 5 hours
accomplishment.
now is nothing.
That's what's crazy about skateboarding. You try 5 hours one day, another 5 hours the next day. You come back, you do it second try.
Yeah.
What was
is
that?
going on?
Why did that happen?
Yeah.
What happened?
Was it the
Was I
board?
not focused? What was going on?
Yeah.
So weird. So weird.
a lot of questions.
Hey, we talked about it earlier in the episode, but we just touched on it. But I'm super interested because like Rocco was a big part of like world and changing the course of advertising and even board graphics, how gnarly they were back then, and even just giving you guys credit cards and letting you guys go wild. I mean, like, what was the vibe like back then? Was it just like you guys could just do anything?
It was wild. He became like an everyday Santa Claus for us.
Yeah.
We're just like that. And he was the coolest dude, though. He wasn't a dick. He was super cool. He was really giving. He actually appreciated how much he was getting back from skateboarding.
Okay.
The thing is about Rocco is that he wasn't handed anything. He worked hard for that. He was sleeping at an old car dealership, at a business. I think he was taking loans off of places that, off of people that, were sketchy to take loans off.
Megan just posted about that on her Instagram.
And I'm saying, like, he worked hard and he got to a point and he just came in swinging and, he ended up doing it right. He
worked.
He was very smart about how business should work, and he just went there and he went for the biggest brand at the time, which was Powell.
Yeah.
And they just went at it. And then other brands wanted to come in too and start kind of nitpicking. He would just kind of destroy them.
Oh, dude. I mean, when he stole Richard
crazy.
Mulder and put the ad out.
That was
Foundation,
crazy too.
yeah.
With Foundation,
That was nuts.
Richard, they never even told him he quit.
Yeah.
And they had to see an ad of Richard in Steve's Porsche
Waving goodbye.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
like
it's just is like, oh my god.
And Steve wrote something like, "We've stole your rider."
It's
or something.
ruthless,
Like,
man.
He was ruthless.
Yeah.
How did you feel at that time when that was happening?
It's rad.
For me, I was at I wasn't young. I mean, nowadays 16-year-old kids are so damn, they know everything. But back then, though, I mean, we had no social media.
We were
It was
super
just
naive
kinda
of that
like-
shit, bro.
I was just like, I'm skating. This guy's paying for everything. He has so much money.
Yeah.
He's got a big house. He's got this Porsche. I love rolling in the back of it. You know what I mean? And I was just, it was crazy. And I saw these things come out, and we would be, as kids, looking, go, oh my God. Like, we would laugh and just be so entertained. And we would think, like, whoa, it's sketchy. He's going against, like, Powell.
Yeah.
But he did it.
You weren't even
I
thinking.
feel like he did it kind of like he was real smooth about it. You know what I mean? It was never really a crazy thought process for him. He was just like, oh, they did that. I'm going to do this.
Yeah. Did Powell ever they strike back? I wasn't really like. Did they strike back at all at that point?
Somebody tried to. I remember. I don't know if it was Powell. Was it
Powell
Foundation?
did, and then Simon Woodstock sued them too for I forgot what it was, and I'm not sure how that panned out. But
there was a couple companies.
and I like Simon Woodstock though. He was a
definitely
homie
different.
of mine. He was definitely different. He would do very well at the state of skating where it's at now. with,
Yes.
creativity.
Oh,
and,
for
like,
sure.
For sure.
Standing out with just wild ideas.
I
and
always
stuff
said
like
he
that.
was ahead of his time.
Big
Yeah.
time.
If he was a pro right now, he would be.
That's a
killing it.
personality like no other. For
He'd have
sure.
2 million Instagram followers.
Easy.
Yeah, there was a couple companies though that would try to clap back at Rocco via ads and stuff,
Yeah.
and I don't think they would.
Foundation did it. Too for a little
Foundation?
bit, yeah.
Right.
I
But that wasn't them. You know what I mean? So like Steve was very rare in himself when he was doing these
Yeah.
things.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
nobody else was doing these type of things.
When he came out,
Yeah.
they're like, "Are you crazy?
Yeah.
Going against these, you know?" But
Why would you do that?
yeah.
I just trip out how competitive they were. Like I was talking to John earlier. I'd heard that when Girl had started, they were going to start a company. It was going to be called Sister, not Chocolate. And Rocco had bought the name Sister so that they couldn't start
do
it.
it. Yep.
What?
Yeah, and I was like,
I didn't know that.
That's a
Yeah.
rumor I heard too.
yeah, and I was like, damn, they really were like fighting.
Oh,
like
what
each
about
other.
bitch skateboards?
Oh, yeah, there was that
Yeah,
too.
that-
Everybody left and Rocco started bitch.
No. Rocco started.
No, it was
Rocco's-
Sal
Oh,
Rocco.
Sal Rocco.
Sal
Sal
Rocco.
Rocco.
Sal
Excuse
Rocco
me.
started bitch skateboards,
That's right.
Yep.
which was pretty wild.
Still in the family.
And the crazy thing about bitch skateboards is the last time I seen Sal Rocco was he was homeless, and I was right here in Marina Del Rey at that McDonald's right off Lincoln.
Yeah.
And he was right there, and he's like, you got some change, and I was like, I know this voice, and
Damn.
I gave him change, and I looked at him, I was like, Sal, he's like, what's up? And then I just drove off. I didn't even know what to do. I felt like, and I
Yeah.
told my girl, like, oh my God, I think that's Sal Rocco, but I'm not sure.
Wow.
But it was him.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Damn.
But, you know,
Oh my God.
he went through, I mean, he made a lot of money from bitch. He was a millionaire. You
There
know
was
what I mean?
it was because it was a Japan.
Yeah,
it was
Japan.
A big
It was a
Japan
yeah,
company.
big
Yeah.
deal over
And
there.
that was a stab at girl skateboarding.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
but then
wow.
he got
100%.
something happened. He got sued. He like lost everything. He owed so many people so much money, or something
Wow.
happened, and I don't know. And then I think he just got caught up with all that.
Drugs and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yep.
It's crazy, man. I mean, Rocco's stint in the industry was monumental.
Yeah,
For sure.
I mean, the way that everything he did was
You can't do anything like that anymore.
No.
We had boards where
Why not?
we had boards where yeah.
I think in skateboarding, it's like really.
Well, but even the graphics they were putting out was
The
just
graphics were pretty wild.
Oh, you try to put those graphics out now.
You can't.
Yeah.
I mean,
Any of 'em.
I even had a board with like a Asian, Asian guy like barbecuing a dog. And at the time, I was just like, well, I'm just happy to have a board. But
Yeah.
now I look at it, I'm like, damn, that
Crazy.
was kind of wild.
That's
It is-
crazy.
it is-
I ain't never
it
had a
is-
dog
it
in my
is-
life.
it is-
You know what I mean?
Javante's
This
graphics,
is
bro.
fun. This is yeah.
Like
It is crazy. All
in
that
the,
shit
in the,
is
in the
crazy.
fields and
It's
shit.
just
Like,
crazy.
bro,
Oh,
are you kidding
Chico
me?
with the
Chico with
oranges,
the oranges
and
on the
yeah.
side of the
Yeah.
freeway, bro. Like
And
none of this
that's
shit.
just three we're talking about.
Yeah.
But it's
Like, there's so many
iconic.
more.
but there was like
Oh no,
hundreds of
for the
more.
time it was super iconic
Yeah.
and so racy.
Because people did love it. It was very racy. But the thing is, and as us being the writers, as being kids, we okayed it.
Yeah.
Like, what do you think about that? You're like, yeah, I mean, that's pretty funny.
You gotta,
know what I
you
mean?
gotta,
Yeah.
Right.
you gotta adapt to.
But sometimes it seems like they would do
Life
it
now
anyways.
and-
It-
yeah.
They're not
They
they're not
would.
getting your approval. Like, hey, what do you guys think of these? And like,
And they thought it was, they thought it was funny. Just like me, Kareem, and Daniel's first ad was white power.
yeah,
You know,
yeah,
and it just is like
It was a print. It was a print ad in the
Print ad,
magazine.
yeah.
print ad.
black and white.
Yeah, me, Daniel, and Kareem. So and the ad is white power.
It's just you three.
So
Yeah.
crazy.
Wow, what
It's
the
so
hell?
crazy.
Again, it was just to get
But
the
that
attention.
was, yeah.
You know,
And you had to do you know that was going to be getting out there like that?
I didn't know it was gonna be an ad like that. I remember Spike shot the photo, and he shot us at this little school out in Lamita, and then I was like, "That's sick. We're gonna have an ad." And I remember going to this small little skate shop in San Pedro, and what do you call it? We opened up the little Power Edge mag at the time. That was like the big
Power
mag,
Edge.
and we saw it. And I was like, yeah. I didn't even look at the white power part. I was like, you! I'm in the mag. I'm in a magazine, and I remember taking it to school. People were like, "White power." I was
the
like,
fuck?
"I mean, it's just funny. It's a joke." It's a joke. You know what I mean? I'm just like, "Well, look,
look at
I'm
this.
sitting here. It's my boy Kareem, Daniel.
Oh, you had.
There it is.
Oh, you
right
had.
here.
Like so random though, just white
What?
power,
Sequence of
So
Kareem
random.
and a sequence of Daniel and a sequence of Daewon.
psycho shit. But like,
Skateboarding.
whose idea do you really think this was? Was this Steve Rocco's? Was this?
That was Rocco's.
Was it
Yeah, you mentioned the
I feel like,
in
yeah.
Daewon's documentary.
amazing?
Yeah, so it was Steve too, and then Rodney was there as kind of a, I feel like a mediator, like, hey, whoa, I don't know, if
Yeah.
you, but this is just enough, or it's not too
Right,
much.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because they were there.
You would
And then-
figure that Rodney would be
Rodney
like
making
no
the
on all that
college
shit.
shots. That's on it.
But
You know?
He knows what's up.
Steve was a strong personality
Totally.
too. So
Rodney, you don't get it. It just isn't gonna work.
and
I'm
Rodney,
sure that
and Rodney
happened
did.
a lot.
Hey, but
and-
look what happened.
Yeah.
Totally.
You know
and
what
they
I
blew,
mean?
yeah, and Steve
They blew up.
I mean, he had, he killed it.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Yeah, he
Hey,
he brought something to the industry, just like kind of, I don't know. You know how skateboarding gets that new era of like something, and you're just like, damn, like these dudes are killing it. And you know, you got the I mean, just a lot of these new brands that are coming out, and they're killing it because it's just something new.
Yeah.
And back then, though, he came out new, but he just started destroying anybody. Like is in like a new skateboarder, somebody young, or just somebody who doesn't have much anyways, and they see this underdog attacking like these big corporates or these big companies. You're like, what?
Yeah.
Like you almost get this sort of respect. Like I'm an underdog too, and like I don't know. You mesh yourself into that. Like damn, the little guys can shine. You know what I mean? And like you can kind of get in there and. You saw Steve do that, and it was just wild. And I'm pretty.
It was fun to be a part of.
I'm pretty thankful to have been a part of that.
Yeah,
you know?
straight up.
Yeah, definitely.
You know,
definitely.
and of course there was some of those graphics that were kind of, you know.
Yeah.
Like I would definitely, you know, I wouldn't approve of them now. I wouldn't be like, oh yeah, do that for me because that just is against. You know, it's just against like even my race in general.
For
like,
sure.
wow, putting that out there, just you know. Although some stereotypes, as much as we want to not believe them, some stereotypes are like, you know.
They're stereotypes for a reason.
Yeah, they're stereotypes for a reason.
You know, they're brought up.
The thing is, like,
But the youth is so important these days, you know, and you want to be able to leave a positive effect on the youth, you know, and you definitely change is good. Skateboarding was raw. Rocco left an impact for sure.
Yeah,
but definitely nowadays it's important to a skateboarder to have a good reputation than that bad.
No doubt.
Well, it's a part of
reputation, you know,
skateboarding's
like-
history as well.
Yeah,
For sure.
And to be honest, it was very short lived. It's not like this was like drawn out for
Oh, yeah.
5,
Oh, yeah.
6 to
Right.
7 years.
Yeah.
This
It
was
was like a
this was
small
like 3
window.
years,
Yeah.
probably
Yeah.
2 to 3 years.
Small window,
Yeah.
and then it just kind of went it everywhere. You know?
Right.
Yeah.
Wow. I love it, man. Rocco, yeah. Like I said, man, it's a part of skateboarding's history. He left
Yeah.
a
And what was cool
crazy
about
impact on it.
And with Rocco too is I think Rocco's the only one that beat Rodney Mullen in a freestyle contest. I think that was
That was it?
Wow.
I think the only freestyle contest Rodney lost was against Steve Rocco.
Crazy.
I think. I don't know my history. Maybe Roger can look in on that.
That's crazy.
But Rodney only lost one.
Respect.
And I don't know if it was from Steve Rocco, which would be pretty crazy. Maybe that's why he
definitely
had
would
so
be.
It
much
might have been
respect
Pierre
for
Andre, I
him.
believe.
Oh, you think so?
Andre?
Okay.
Maybe.
Damn it. Well,
It would have been a good
edit
story.
that out. You
We tried. We tried.
Try to give Rocco his little.
Do you talk to Rodney often?
I talk to Rodney here and there.
Yeah?
a lot, just to kind of keep in touch base. And we're like doing. He's been working on. He works on so many different things, and he's in like.
MIT.
He's in a
and
yeah.
he's doing some
He's
shit.
doing some wild stuff out there, just using that mind of his. You know?
Yeah.
We'd love to have him on the show.
Yeah.
man.
Oh, that'd be sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love it.
Amazing.
It's really cool to
Great.
see Daewon and Rodney connecting.
Yeah.
Still
That'd
just
be,
friends,
that'd be
boys.
wild to have
like,
me and Rod here
Dude.
to touch base because we would talk about some. You know, we spent just all these road trips and stuff we took, and I was
Yeah.
just a little kid. Rodney's still too. He wasn't that much older than me. You know what I mean? So he was like an older brother to me.
Right.
Because I would never say like a dad. He was an older brother to me, somebody I could look up to, and he gave me guidance and stuff like that. And we'd just listen. We would just drive because everybody would be knocked out in the tour vans. But me and Rodney would stay up and just chat, talk all night. And he'd be just kicking knowledge to me and his experiences of growing up. And so I got to soak in a lot more of Rodney and get more information about him. So I feel like I know him so well. You know?
Yeah.
Totally.
Because he was it was stunning to me to hear that he was like kind of acting as like team manager and driving the vans and
He
checking
was a
into the
team
hotels. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Actually,
inventing all the shapes that now everybody is just
100%.
Well, we-
trying to mimic.
It was Per
Like-
Wellender, actually.
He was what?
Per Wellender beat him.
Per Wellington beat him.
Damn.
That's what Raj said.
Yeah, he wasn't really involved with like the shapes of skateboards, right?
No, he was doing all the shapes too.
Yeah.
Dude, back
Oh,
at
yeah.
Prime, he made all
was
the
shape
original
guy.
shapes. that-
Rodney was the shape. He would be at Prime. You'd meet him.
Inventor.
Oh, hey, and
You
he'd
tell
start
me.
doing all that.
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
So good.
Wow.
I remember I watched a day in the life of him, and I saw that in the 4-in-1. And he just showed. I didn't like that guy. Did so much stuff.
Yeah.
He skated. He team managed. He did shapes.
He invented tricks.
He invented
We were
tricks.
all the little kids watching Rodney at a Cliff Bar, and we are like, "The hell are you eating? the hell's the Cliff Bar, bro?"
so
This
true.
is- And then
Way ahead of his
and
time.
then Rocco and Rodney would pull up to a Whole Foods, and me and Daniel and us would be like, "What kind of store is this?"
There ain't nothing in there for me.
Straight up,
And
dude.
There's
I would-
nothing
I
in there
would-
for me.
When we would leave, I'd be like, "Dude, they go to weird stores."
This ain't no Vons.
I don't know, yeah. What the hell? They got no-
Where is it? There's no.
I guarantee you, there's no Snickers or anything.
Yeah,
in this
right.
place.
Yeah.
Give me a Shasta. I don't know if they carry Shasta in there for sure.
Shasta was 25 cents.
25
Like,
cents.
bro,
Yeah.
please.
The vending machine, 25 cents.
And
Yeah.
they would come out with all these good things, and I was like, damn. And then they would take us to McDonald's or something. You know what I mean? So we were just like, it's
Even
so
it
funny
out.
to see that now. I always if I have a Cliff Bar, I'm always like, damn, I hope ain't nobody's trying to get that judgment I gave them.
We've come a long way, Dave.
Yeah.
We got some clip bars over here if you want.
Yeah,
Well,
let's take some home.
Because Rodney was watching. He was, and he would get burgers with just cheese, and we were
Right.
like, that ain't a burger. Remember that, Jerome?
Yes, of course.
Grilled cheese.
He would get a burger.
So good.
He would just say a burger, no meat. So to us, we were just blown away. Like, what?
Just bread and lettuce, whatever.
Yeah. What is that?
Grilled
In
cheese.
and out. It's like, that's me.
Yeah.
I go to In and Out, get me a grilled cheese, and I'm hyped. So
Yeah.
good.
Oh my gosh.
No bun, just lettuce wrapped.
Oh, I was trying that for a while. I couldn't mess with that.
I just had a lettuce burger lettuce wrap the other day.
Yeah.
That sounds good, man.
It's
If
good.
you, get if you get the right one, yeah.
No, they're still good.
Yeah.
Just,
Dude,
no,
if you could get Rodney Mullen to come here with you, that would be incredible. The
Let's
stories.
Oh,
bro,
Rodney would just
right?
go. You'd have to just have him on
Incredible.
by himself. His
Oh my
stories, he could just go on. I wouldn't even want to
I like
interrupt.
how you
I
said that.
swear.
Right, you just be here with
If
us,
he
like
just
just
talked,
watch.
Damn.
I'm sure Rodney would come in. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
he's a great guy.
I think Rodney actually would. I think he would actually.
I hit up Rodney and he hits me back. And
That's
I
cool.
invited him to the Day 100 event.
Okay.
He came. I surprised
He does.
Day One.
Yeah.
It's so funny because I was like, "Hey, Day One, check out over there those boards, that lineup. What do you think about that lineup? The order of the boards, like over there, over there. Yeah, like what do you
Rodney's
think?
always
what do
had
you,
my
What do you
back.
think about that one over there near Rodney?" And he's like, I don't know. and then he's like, "Wait a second, say Rodney?" He's like,
Yeah.
"Oh shit."
Rodney.
I was like trying to the whole time, like Rodney's
the
chilling
busiest,
here.
Yeah, he's the busiest person in the world, but he always makes time for me. And
So
that's
cool,
one thing
man.
that
That's-
I have to be so thankful for somebody like Rodney Mullen to still take that time and like make sure that he shows up for something for me. That's like it's a huge thing. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
for sure.
It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Nah,
Who,
legends, bro.
who wouldn't though? Day One, man. Like
I know.
I don't know, man.
We
Some
love
of
you,
them
dog.
Some of them drunk days. I'm just joking.
Oh yeah.
We're not gonna get. Let's not get into that.
You want to get into that?
Those are those bad days. I think I was like 86 out of some of the trips for those.
Daewon does not know his own strength, though. I'm gonna tell you that shit right now. Yes,
He's strong, huh?
yes,
Oh, man.
very strong. He'll put you in a little fucking. You were like,
225? Is that what?
jujitsu real quick? Boom on the ground, snapped wrist.
I'm busted. I think that those days, though, I had some issues. I was going through a lot in my life and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So I'm glad that part of my life of just I was kind of a drunk. You know what I mean? I was. Honestly, I was.
yeah.
I went out to drink and just get drunk.
Get
you
drunk.
know?
Right.
I'm glad those days. Here I'm sitting here. Just this glass is always empty.
But we're just
that's
having a
like-
nice conversation, having a nice
Yeah.
beverage. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
All in good fun though.
All
man.
good
right.
fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it
No,
was
we're gonna
all
go
right
get drunk
fun.
after this.
Chris, really? Yeah. Dude, we hung out a little bit when in Tampa, and that was I was like, oh, Daewon is I always knew you were the man. But like,
Now it's
dude,
official.
you were at the bar, everyone's like, oh, Daewon's fucking here. Everyone's like, dude.
Oh, in Tampa.
Oh yeah, that was
See, like I said, man, it's still in there. Man. The whole little-
but it was fun
Party
though.
mode.
But you
Yeah.
haven't been to Tampa in a while.
No, I just went last.
Yeah.
Just went to this last Tampa.
How
Yeah.
was it though?
It was
I mean,
cool.
everybody loved you, seeing you
No,
there,
it was
man.
just so cool to be there, and it was fun to watch. Like just this generation just kill it, and then it was like I said, it just brought me right back. I've only entered 2 Tampas. I'm terrified in contests, man. I can't hang.
It's a
Same.
You know what I mean?
It's a lot
But
going on, yeah.
It's fun to be there, show face, and
Totally.
you get to talk to people that like I said, like instead of Instagram and like replying on there, you can just
Person.
talk to them in
Yeah.
person, which
Well,
is better.
You had the clip with Costin on
Yeah.
the mini ramp, and people
Oh,
lost their minds
so
over that.
good. so good.
dope,
And
bro.
then and then you go back out to the nightlife out there. It's just wild. But you're around all these, you're around industry people you haven't seen for 20 years.
Yeah.
yeah.
Even Tom. I got to hang out with Tom, and it's been a long time since I got to kick it with Tom. So we just had a good time.
Yeah,
So
that's
sick.
dope,
That's
man.
awesome, man.
But I seen myself on people's shoulders. I was like,
Yeah,
whoa.
But at least
I remember getting on-
you're a fun drinker in that sense. You're not
Yeah.
like you're not a
Yes.
downer or a negative guy. You
that
know?
ain't
Like-
ain't all on you. That's also Tampa's just Tampa.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
true.
Tampa
You
gets
know.
you. But like I said, I enjoyed myself in Tampa, so
That's
it was a good experience.
awesome,
It was
man.
good to be out there and touch base with everybody. I think it's important to do that too
100%.
sometimes. Yeah.
Definitely.
Totally. Yeah.
Yeah,
We can
I
get
mean-
so we all get stuck in our own little areas and just little South Bay or this or over Venice.
Yeah, the day-to-day. Mhm.
Yeah.
Day to day.
But the people respected it, man.
They
You know?
loved it.
Just
Yeah.
Daewon
Loved
got an award just for showing
Yeah.
up.
Yep.
Just for showing
know.
up.
I love that Tampa does that.
The
man.
respect, you know what I mean,
Straight
and
up.
that's rad, and that's like, dude. I mean, it's really cool to see that they care.
Oh yeah.
that you
Yeah.
come.
Well, you got much love
It ain't
for
for
you.
not for nothing, as John would
You
say.
already know.
You know what I
You
mean?
already know.
Well, I mean, everybody loves you, Daewon. You are a legend in the game, dude.
straight
Both of
up.
you guys, Daewon
no,
and
100%,
Torey.
100%. But you know, I mean, just we're talking about the Tampa going out there.
Yeah.
You're not seeing everybody for a while.
Yeah, it was
it's
a good
rad. People
time.
love it, and the young kids, they must have gotten a kick out of that too.
I mean, it's good to it's fun to just be out there, like I said.
Yeah,
And
man.
If you could stay kind of, I wouldn't say relevant, but you're still like young kids even know who you are. That's like a blessing.
Yeah.
In itself, of just like wow, because they don't need to care. I mean, there's a whole new run of these new amazing skateboarders that are out here that I get to watch and
Sure.
I get to appreciate, and it's insane. When I watch everybody skating these days too, I'm just like, wow, I'm just blown away. I'm blown away by the consistency, like
Yeah.
how good and how easy things do come. And,
Yeah, that
you know
is
what I mean?
pretty incredible,
Mhm.
isn't it?
And skateboarding, like I said, in general, it hasn't changed that much through all these years. Tricks are pretty similar, but the caliber of where they're at and like how often they're done and how much you see them in a contest run, that's pretty wild.
Skill level
Definitely.
is
Yeah.
pretty gnarly.
Yeah.
For real.
So it's
for
pretty
real.
wild. And the age levels too. They're getting younger and younger.
Yeah,
It's
the
unreal.
progression. The kids nowadays. I mean, the kneecaps aren't even developed yet, and they're out there doing these tricks
Yeah.
and jumping down
I
stairs.
mean,
I'm
dude,
like,
just
damn.
yeah, the little girl skaters.
Yeah, the women,
like,
the women,
the
are
women
killing
are
it,
and,
bro.
and like
Straight up.
yeah, the women. But I mean, it's just they're so young.
But that's what I love.
Their level of skating at such a young age is like 10, 15 years ago, like way gnarlier than male skaters.
The beautiful thing,
it's-
though, is, like,
it's amazing.
Yeah.
We're watching the progression of these women skaters and girl skaters. Like we're watching it like happen like over like just
Yeah.
a couple years ago, and then now those girls that are getting into it 13
Oh,
12
dude,
13
I
seeing
love
those
it. It's
girls
worldwide.
skating, and it's like they're it's the levels
Yeah.
are going up and up and
It
up.
ain't even
every-
about the level going up either. It's the influence. So it's
well, that's
leaving.
that's what it but
Yeah.
that's what it
Globally.
encompasses, right?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
You need that. You need to see a person that looks like you doing
Yeah,
that
exactly.
stuff, you know, and
Yeah.
to motivate. And
Yeah, I think skateboarding, just as like as a group, as
Yeah,
a
that's the
family, as an outlet, I think that has helped lots of people's
Oh,
lives.
100%.
Like to open
Yeah.
up.
yeah.
That's the big thing on skateboarding too, is like seeing somebody you can relate to.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
It's huge because once they're relatable, you're like, I
could do that.
That could be me.
Mhm. Yeah.
That could be me. And,
Yeah.
and like you said too, is I get to see this happen too. And, and like a little 7-year-old girl, I can watch her and go, I wish I could do what she did.
Yeah.
And I love that about skating, that I want to do what she does. And I wish, she's doing a McTwist. I'm like, I never learned McTwist. And I wish I could.
Yeah.
you know?
yeah.
And I'm jealous, but at the same time, I'm just like, I'm so, like, I can't believe where skating's at.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's insane.
It's a beautiful thing, man.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing for us to watch it too. It's like
Yeah.
we're watching this thing unfold and like
Yeah.
blossom and just go crazy.
And
it's
Yeah, and kids have this outlet too with social media where they can shine
Yeah.
through that, and they can probably pick up sponsors instead of the old school sending an old VHS tape through the mail and hoping
Yeah.
it shows up in this pile where someone's gonna be like, "We never looked through these, but today."
Like my
Yeah.
shorties thing.
No, the
Oh, look at this
opportunity,
one.
the opportunity is way more vast. Like
Yeah.
they have a
Yeah.
lot more opportunities than we did. you
And
know?
sometimes you don't even need to send it out. People can just find
Yeah.
Find
you.
exactly.
well, you said it
Yeah.
earlier. It's like
Yeah.
you don't know who's watching.
Yeah,
You don't know who's watching.
Yeah, you don't know who's watching, and I'm not going to take anything away from saying it's easier.
Sure,
I'm just
sure.
saying that that's
It's
just where
different.
it's at now. and
Yeah.
kids,
De La Soul's finding Daewon Song on the Instagram. You know
Yeah,
what
they
I'm
did a
saying?
repost.
De La Song.
Yeah.
Dude, you guys are the best.
Straight up.
Daewon, you have to come back and kick it with us. Tori, you have to come
Man,
back
no
for
way.
8th,
What are you
9th,
talking
10th,
about?
12th
you
time.
You guys are the best, though. Come on,
No,
now.
man.
Come
Appreciate
on
you
now.
guys.
Yeah,
we
really
just
appreciate
really
you guys.
Kelly,
Hey, thank you guys.
Roger,
man.
you.
back there,
Yeah.
Thank you, Daewon.
we just
Yeah,
really
straight up.
enjoy.
Chris.
Yeah, bro.
Of course, go back.
We're going to King's
go way
Hawaiian
back.
after this. Man. We're gonna go eat some
I think they
food.
shut down. Huh?
Did they?
No, they're
That
still
used to
going
be our
strong.
spot, Daewon. Me, you, Daniel Castillo, John. Oh my
It's
God.
far. Let me see how far that is.
But we used to go skate a little downhill manny over
Because
there.
remember we skated at King's Hawaiian too, because Hickory was right, that little popular
The
school.
Hickory.
Oh, the ledges.
The Hickory Ledges, yeah.
Yeah.
It was like seriously 3 blocks away from King's Hawaiian.
No way.
I'm not
Yeah.
trying to promote King's Hawaiian, no, man.
But it was our
The
spot.
bread- the bread
It
is
was a good
kinda nice,
spot.
though.
Yeah. Thank you. I think you picked up a couple meals over there, man, for us. Thank you, bro. Thank
No
you.
worries. You can get me right now.
Okay. we got snacks right here. Anything you need. Anything
Clip
you
bar. We
need.
got clip bars over here. Yeah.
Hey, thank you, skateboards.
Thank you, skateboards.
Jerron Wilson board available
Thank you,
now.
guys.
Not to mention all the other stuff that you have there, because you are in the trenches down there. I mean, you have your hand on every single thing that comes through there.
Yes, sir.
You're out there screening
Yeah.
stuff. You're out there packaging it up. I
Like-
love it.
Torey's-
like I
Torey
said,
is
I got a lot of
Torey
love.
Is no joke, man. Torey,
One of the hardest working dudes
Torey is
out.
one of the
straight up.
is the hardest working. God, from my experience watching this. Oh, there you go.
There it is, right here. We got everything.
Yeah.
Just when we started talking about Daewon,
But that's what I'm
sold
saying.
out.
Yeah, but that's what is it?
Oh yeah, there it is.
Don't put that up there.
The bottom
What do you
right.
mean? What do you mean?
Go down, right there on the right
Oh,
side.
man, we ain't even got that gold Jerome board up
we
there
didn't-
yet. Yeah.
We gotta get it.
Yeah,
It's
we
all
gotta
right.
get that
We
thing
gotta
up
get
there.
it.
Hey,
You know,
Danny
yeah.
Hamaguchi board. Danny has been killing for so long. I'm so happy to see
long,
him.
bro.
I wanted
do
him
the
on
board.
chocolate.
Yeah.
I was one. He fit. He was to me the
Should've
modern
pressed
day
him.
Tim
Should've
Gavin.
pressed him harder.
With the shorts.
Well,
I'm
yeah.
learning from the best. I'm learning from the best. We
I mean,
got to
you know,
press people.
See, W already had a celebration.
I mean,
for
I know. I pressed him hella hard where it was just like it didn't even work.
Didn't even work.
Dude, yeah,
And
go.
where did that come from?
What?
Everybody started calling you Dub.
I have no idea. That
Right?
just popped out of nowhere.
Yeah, and even me, it's still stuck in my mind. I
Yeah.
was calling him W right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
JW.
Yeah.
JW Dubs, J
Yeah.
Dubs.
Oh, J Dubs.
Oh, I mean, I
But-
didn't come up with it, but like,
Yeah.
yeah,
I
started
didn't.
using it out of
I
nowhere.
still didn't understand at first. I was like Dubs, and it's like it's the W.
Yeah,
yeah, it's just
Yeah,
a W.
Dubs,
Yeah.
Dubby.
Oh, because
Yeah.
when I was saying it.
No.
Oh.
Like when people
In
I
general,
heard
when
it,
you first-
I would hear when I was a kid. I'm like Dubs. I don't understand the the W.
J Dubs. Sounds dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got it.
Yeah.
Thank you, skatecode.com. Go check them out. These guys are amazing legends in the
Appreciate you
game.
guys.
Straight
And,
up.
you know, you guys just keep doing what you're doing, Daewon. Thank you for
thank you, Chris.
everything that you've done for skateboarding, my man. Like,
Yes.
you have,
I don't do
Yeah.
anything.
no.
Besides
For
just
real,
changing my
though,
wheels. Nobody needs to.
for real, though, like,
Yeah.
you have done more than you know.
Yeah.
Appreciate
real.
you guys.
Straight
Hey,
up.
hey,
Appreciate it.
can I say something?
100%.
too?
Say whatever you want.
Thank you, Daewon, for everything you've done.
Oh,
in
no, thank you,
skateboarding.
Tori, man.
And thank you so much.
It's
Yes.
been a blessing for me and Tori to be able
for
to
being
like,
here.
be together and like
Yeah.
do thank you together. You know what I mean? And this guy, like I said, hardest working person
Dude.
I've ever met.
He
so.
is. You are.
You
Torrey.
are,
Hey,
Torrey. So
hey,
thank you.
Hey, as real as Daewon is, though, he's also like one of the most like influential, authentically skateboarders to all the people in the community.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Friends,
No doubt.
family,
You
fans.
guys are getting me too.
It's just really
It's true, though,
It's just really rad to say that because
Is
a lot
this
of people,
recorded or
No,
am I
we're-
off the
a
air?
lot of pro
No,
skateboarders.
We're just giving you your
So I need
flowers,
to have
bro.
this as
You
my
need to
flower.
give
A lot
you
of pro
flowers, bro.
skateboarders, they don't go out of their way to like show love to like the community of like, you know, friends, fam,
Yeah.
and fans, and like it's really cool that Daewon does that. You know,
Yeah.
Oh, no, for
BTS,
sure, for
like
sure.
it's dope.
And even like
It's dope.
saying that you were at Tampa, that meant a lot to a lot of people. To seeing you there, that was like people were really excited.
For sure.
So thank you for
Oh no, thank you guys.
No, this is. I mean, it's.
Hey,
it's
thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, skateboards.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And
Thank
listen-
you, Jerron.
Listen,
Thank you,
wait,
Kelly.
I'm gonna,
Thank
I'm
you.
gonna get you guys something before we hold on. I'm gonna grab something right here before you guys leave.
Oh,
Oh,
I think
what?
you guys both deserve
What is this?
a Manscaped
yes.
lawnmower 4.0 for those, you know.
Let us
those
know.
high-reach places
dude.
there.
No
You know what I'm
way.
I thought one of these nose hairs was gonna peek out.
I'm so
You
excited.
cut your nostril pretty
Yeah,
bad.
be
No, these
careful.
are- this
Don't
is for-
shove it all the way in
No,
there.
this isn't. This is something for down under. Man.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Okay.
Thank you, Chris.
You need that. Tony. You need it. Toy's
Toy's
over,
like,
the,
you
Toy's
saved
over
the
the
day.
moon right now.
Groin grooming.
That's
This
right.
is
That's right.
this is great.
keep
dude.
it nice down
Yeah.
You
there.
gotta keep it nice.
This is
Keep
for
it trim.
shaving down that bush.
That's right.
You know what
Oh,
I mean?
yeah.
No,
That
no,
bushing.
no more washers.
All of us looking at a crown down
That's
there.
right. That's right. Listen, just go to manscaped.com/9club and get, I think 20% off plus free shipping.
Damn,
Anyway,
good looking out.
Torrey, my man, Torrey.
Is that what that's really for? That looks dangerous.
It is for that.
It's dangerous, Chris.
It's not dangerous.
Well,
It's
thank
it's
you.
got a ceramic. It's safe. It's
Oh,
safe.
okay.
I use it all
You
the
will
time.
not cut
good.
yourself.
Yeah.
Use it on your face after.
Sometimes. Listen, it's mine. I can do whatever I want with it. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just
Daewon, hey, bro. First of all,
Thank
dude,
you.
Thank you so much, Daewon. And
Appreciate you
seriously,
guys.
dude, we're not blowing smoke up here. You are like you really. It comes from a very from the heart. You know what I mean?
Appreciate that.
Like you.
Endearing
do
place.
appreciate
You did a
it.
lot for skateboarding and myself, just myself too. So thank you.
So I can say the same about all you, everybody in this room. You know,
Yeah.
so appreciate you guys.
And let's definitely pay homage to Jerron Wilson.
Hey,
Oh,
don't forget
go
the
buy his
Dutch.
board.
Yeah.
Go buy
Guys.
it.
We want to say
Jerron-
thank you,
And
respect,
Jerron does.
man.
Jerron is
Appreciate you
OG
guys,
and
man.
Done it all.
I witnessed what he gave skateboarding, what he did in skateboarding.
He's
He did a
still
lot.
doing it.
and
Yeah.
he's still doing it.
I
But I'm
try
just
my
saying,
best, but thank you.
I'm
Dad.
just saying,
that
like,
means a lot.
I got to see some serious things like he did on the skateboard.
Yeah.
Which I was like, Jesus, jealous, you know. But,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You know
I
what I mean?
appreciate you, Dave.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, man.
no, thank you, Jerron.
King Hawaiian. King
Snarf.
But both of you, please come back anytime. We'd love to. I mean, Daewon, you got to come back and with Rodney or
Please,
somebody. You know,
Yeah,
it'd be
for
amazing.
sure.
That'd be great.
Amazing. But
There it is.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh, here it is.
Jesus.
Wait,
Those are my
never
little
seen
snarfs. This is Thundercats. And these guys are little snarfs.
This is when our episode gets taken down because for
yeah.
copyright.
Shit.
Okay.
Those are
We're
snarfs.
Steve's
done,
about
we're
to
done.
say it right there.
Let me hear it.
There you go. We could use that. We could use that. Snarf.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Epic.
All right.
Wow.
Had
dude,
I known, man, that's what you guys were talking about the whole time. That's
Yeah, I had no
hilarious.
idea either. That was
So
hilarious.
Thundercats
funny,
are
bro.
wild. Man.
I love hanging out with you guys, dude.
Thundercats
Yeah.
is crazy.
Fun.
you guys
You
both.
guys
You
are
guys
the
both
best.
have to come back. Come kick it with us.
Always.
We'll see.
What do you mean? All right, Snarf. We're out of here. Thank you, everybody.